wannabe. Anyways, Toastify. Wow, guys, it's time to actually, my bad. Okay, my bad. My audio is kind of shit right now. But anyways, Toastify uploaded a Spoctor theory video. I'm gonna be watching it because I'm bored. I was gonna do the Sparkle Care document or whatever, but I'll probably be there till fucking midnight, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. I don't know who made Toastify's profile picture. Did you make it? Or was it somebody else? Another obnoxiously loud music stream? Wow, okay. Okay, fuck you, pal. Anyways, I'm bored. We're gonna watch a Spoctor video. Spoctor made a video on me when I was 15 years old and he was 19 and I have a vengeance. Just kidding. I don't really care about that. But yeah, let's see what this is. Does he have like a new intro going for him or some shit?
Anyone from the art commentary community, or ACC, will tell you it was always a hectic mess. This online collective of artists critiquing each other for their art had spiraled out of control over the years. The pockets of infighting between
Oh look, there's Jar. I don't know who that is. Wait, no, that's Kai, Omnia, Peaches, Lio, Creepshow, Lonza, because he's the main
these
character.
creators lasted for so long that by the end, it left barely anyone standing. Most of the viewers couldn't even remember why it had begun. You could say that this was all predictable, but it was easy to lose focus in a swirling mess of videos and claims thrown back and forth. The calm voices of reason seemed to be a breath of fresh air, and one of them was
Apparently Spoctor does smokes and hard liquor now. Do you think he goes to furry conventions and stuff like that and gets drunk off his ass and tries to sexually assault people like Jar or something like that?
Spoctor. Also known as Spoctor Tech, for many years Spoctor's channel was a living success story. What began as a young artist poking fun at others.
What's wrong with my mic? How am I quiet still? Okay, I'm sorry that this is chopped, alright? This entire stream is chopped. I look chopped. This is chopped. Let me... Can you hear me now? Can you hear me better? Am I better? Am I better? He definitely goes to furry conventions. Yeah. I remember when he made his video on me, right? I saw him wearing that Jurassic World raptor mask. Let me pull that up, right? All right, hold on. Jurassic World raptor mask. He was wearing like it was more like, what is it? It was kind of like a furry version of this. I can't find it. I can't find it. I can't find it. But it was made out of, not plastic or anything. It was made out of fabric. But it looked goofy as fuck. It was pretty much like this, but fabric. Like a little fabric fursuit head or whatever. It was ugly. Like, imagine being 19 years old, dressing up as a fucking raptor from Jurassic World, and being like, today we're going to be talking about the beef between a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old. Also, I'm going to make gotcha drama videos because I'm a fucking loser and I like making easy money.
Others had transformed into a pillar stone for his community.
Oh, there it is. Why did I even spend my time looking up shit? I'm so retarded. Anyways, but yeah, he would dress up like that and make commentary videos, and people looked up to this dude. You looked up to that dude. I mean, shit, you could say the same thing about me. There's people who look up at me, right? And I'm wearing shit like this, but at least I'm not wearing a goddamn raptor suit. Like, how do you look at this guy and go, yeah, this is the peak of art commentary. We should support this guy and uplift him for fucking years. He's so goofy.
Between these two events were a flurry of devastating allegations that became infamous due to their scale and how vindictive the accusers turned out to be. The clearing of those allegations became somewhat of a gold standard in the community for years to come, and from then onwards, Spoctor changed his content and tried to be more neutral. He took a far more thoughtful and considerate view towards his subjects, something rarely seen in the ACC at all.
Is that him? Wasn't his name like Colin or something? Yeah, his name is Colin. His name is Colin. This is the dude that you looked up to. Also, yes, that's Danny Gonzalez and Curtis Connor. I like watching both of those people. They're rather fun. But like, what the fuck? This is the guy that people worship, bro. I remember one of my exes heavily looked up to Spoctor too, and they would watch like all of his videos, and I'm sitting over here, I'm like, what's the appeal? He just makes fun of children. There's not really much there.
But Spoctor's presentation of himself became more and more dubious, and unbeknownst to almost everyone, he was hiding a secret reminiscent of his past.
I have immense regret. I'm so sorry for overreacting and being so dependent on you. A while ago, I crushed, snapped, and flushed my flash drive down the toilet. I should have kept my distance, honestly. No recovery, they're gone. I can't be who I was anymore. What?
When others called his nature into question, it was only a matter of time until that secret was finally revealed. Those who have paid attention to Spoctor's story remember it as somewhat of a tragedy that came out of nowhere. Yet, throughout his career, there always seemed to be hints of what was going on. A man not exactly what he presented himself as, yet still insulated by his reputation.
And I'm sorry, I know this is a deep dive, right? And I'm not trying to shit on Toastify or anything, but the whole idea of this being some dramatic thing. Also, why am I not in full screen? What's wrong with me? Like, look at this shit. The raptor mask. I can't take any of it seriously. Like, I know the dude had child porn on his, like, devices or whatever, right? But, like, the whole vibe with a dude named Colin who dresses up in LARPs like he's some sort of commentary god and makes videos on children. It's just, the entire thing is just... My camera froze? What? Oh wait, no it didn't.
Despite being pretty open about his emotions later down the line, Spoctor has never given us much insight into his early life. We know he was born April 10th, 2001.
Dude, hold on.
Spoctor has never given us much insight into his early life. We know he was
Is he okay? I'm not the type to, like, harp on somebody's looks, right? But, like, what's going on with his eyes? You've got one of them looking here, one's looking the other way. I can't tell if this is just, like, bags under his eyes or if, like, his eyeball actually does extend and, like, flops out like that normally. And then, like, dude, he doesn't even look like his name is Colin. He looks like somebody you would see in, How do I even word this? He looks like his name is CJ, and you'd find him in some sort of Christian school, I think, honestly.
Born April 10th, 2001, and for a long time his channel's About section only read saying he was an animation enthusiast, huge raptor lover. We're also aware he has ADHD.
Also, usually most scalies, which are like lizard versions of furries or whatever, most of them end up being kind of, you know, a little bit, not degenerate, what's the other word? They usually end up being gooners. Like, most furries that I've met are fucking gooners. So I wonder if he has a bunch of raptor porn or something saved in there. Oh, hi.
Hi, Wednesday Adams.
Fuck you. Why is my mic so low? I'm gonna kill myself. Hold on. Hello? Is this better? Is this better? Is this better? Is this better? Did I fix it? Also, yeah, no, I paid like almost $60 for this piece of shit, dude. And it doesn't even work half the time. I even, like, before I started the stream, right, I did some recorded segments, and I was like, oh.
Knew a guy who was in love with the Ninjago snakes.
Yeah, me too. I dated one of them. It was kind of funny. I come to say hi, and it sucks. Okay, wow. Fuck you. Okay. Is my mic better? Yes or no? Or should I just try it anyways? I'm sorry that I'm so chopped. I'm just gonna go ahead and...
and would later become a furry, maybe influenced by his online activity. Spoctor first began posting to YouTube under the name of Spatic Tech, as early as 2013. Don't get your hopes up though, these aren't much but mere videos of speed paints. It wasn't until late 2016 that he began posting more critical videos on his new channel, Spoctor Theory.
Yen, I'm gonna beat your ass if you start that. Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Bullshit. Same with you, Ace. If your big ass waddles in here into my fucking DMs and is like, oh, babe, did you see it? Did you see it though? Did you see it? Did you see it though? Oh, check DMs. I have a screenshot of Yen saying, did you see it? I'm gonna punch both of you. I'm gonna fucking punch both of you. I hate both of you.
First thing that I'd like to address is that people think that this kind of shit is comedy. Now, if you ask me, I didn't find anything comedic about about going to someone's...
What is, dude?
Spock looks like he breathed through his mouth only.
Yeah, he does, and I can't even understand what the hell he's saying here. Is this like a voice changer?
On his new channel, Spoctor Theory.
The first thing that I'd like to address is that people...
See, here's the whole thing about my audio not working. Y'all are telling me to turn the audio down and my mic up, but then when I turn the audio down, I can't hear what this dude's even saying. He's just like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr." Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? I'm lost.
think that this kind of shit is comedy. Now, if you ask me, I didn't find anything comedic about going to someone's character and telling them that they...
This is who y'all support? This is who y'all support? Hello, guys. My name is Spoctor Theory. I'm gonna jerk off to CP. What? Oh, thank you for the $1.99, Kiriko. But, like, Jesus Christ, dude.
It absolutely looks like...
I'm not checking the DMs. Fuck off.
Spoctor's videos came from platforms like DeviantArt, and the rants that those creators would make on each other. For a couple of months, he didn't see much, but his big break was from an arising community at that time known as the
Why does that look like a horse penis? Who drew that? It was probably a kid. Actually, I probably shouldn't say that then. I'm sorry.
animation meme community. This was a new generation of online artists who posted animations based on short clips and music. And as they were all pretty young, it's obvious that bad videos and pointless drama would happen.
What the fuck is that? Dude, okay. I will say, I don't like how many people in this community, and the old community that I know.
Nice haircut, Goat. Plaza don't go bald.
Oh my god, thank
Red heart
you.
emoji.
I might go bald though. Unironically, I've been debating getting a bald cap for streams because I think that'd be funny. Just like one day, just take off my fucking hair and go bald. But yeah, no. A lot of nostalgic people here. We got Sashley, right?
And music. And as they were all pretty young, it's obvious that bad videos and
We got my ex-boyfriend, right? Or at least this person's talking about my ex. It's Toxikai and his friends. I remember that whole era. I think I was actually still on the website Toonator when all of this was going down. But like Toxikai and Birdie broke up or whatever the fuck, right? And Toxikai decided to spurg out and he was like, I'm gonna destroy the animation meme community. And everybody was like, oh my god, this random ass dude is gonna strike down all of our channels even though there's thousands of people and channels in the AMC. We have to rise up and put a stop to this guy. I think at most, like maybe 2-3 accounts got terminated or something. I don't even know. And I remember on Toonator, right, I even made a post and I was like, guys, don't forget to unlist your animation memes before Toxikai and his friends get you. And then literally like 2 years later, I date him. It was so fucking embarrassing.
pointless drama would happen. Spoctor's coverage was the perfect whirlwind, and these videos would launch his career into stardom. Even at this point, his takes appeared to be a lot more measured on
Genuinely though, the amount of lore, we got Sleepy King, we got My Little Pony, we got, who is that? Is that Sleepy King or is that somebody else?
serious topics, a pretty good sign for a 15-year-old, although he was still hiding behind a
voice filter.
either for anonymity or to sound tough. Although he was still hiding behind a
Voice filter.
either for anonymity or to sound tough.
So what you're saying is your dating history hasn't gotten any better since? I mean, I'm dating Ace, so I'd hope so. But like, he's kind of evil. And last I heard, you said that he raped autistic children, which I can confirm as I was one of the kids that he diddled, so...
Don't know which one.
I don't know if he's any better.
Square meme shows a character with a square or rectangle around their genital area.
This shit back in the AMC went so hard, though. Everybody was freaking out because they're like, calling your animation me... I'm gonna kill myself.
I have to put a stop to the AMC, that's so cringe.
I mean, honestly, somebody should have done it long ago. I just don't know if Toxikai was realistically the best choice when it came to people to actually take down the community, right? But yeah, no, shit was so serious in the animation meme community back then. We had the whole Toxikai unlisting your animation meme so he couldn't report you drama. And then we had the whole, like, no square and the bipolar drama. And they were like, oh my god, guys, it's, like, really offensive to title your animation meme the name of the song. Because the song is named Bipolar, but, like, I have bipolar, and, it's kind of offensive that you would name a fun little cute animation meme after that. And also with the no square thing, you're making fun of sexual assault victims. And it's like, dude, no. It's not that deep. But then again, we were all, like, I think 13, 14. Some of us were fucking 12. It was so dumb.
Yeah, but if you pay attention to what they're saying, it obviously doesn't promote sexual assault. It's telling them to not let people touch them there. I mean, it's still a joke and it's taken lightheartedly. But if you take away the jokes behind it,
I have a question, and honestly, I'll probably ask Toastify later myself, but did he have any background music on in this video, or is this deadass just like the raw video unedited?
This AMC needs a hero.
This AMC needs to... oh, God. The AMC needs to die. It's actually pretty fun. I like it, but it also needs to die because there's too many weird people there.
The actual message in the lyrics is legit.
Even whilst blowing up off this drama, Spoctor didn't immediately cash in. He would often provide a variety of content, including gaming and videos about general art issues. But let's not sugarcoat it, he was still cheaply making fun of kids. Nothing out of the ordinary for that time, but it was his biggest series. Badly Done Videos was its name, and he would make very surface level critiques on videos made by children. His audience would then rip apart these subjects in their comment section. Within a year, Spoctor had gathered a very respectable subscriber count of around 70,000. Even at the age of around 16, he'd gained a pretty loyal fanbase, and a community of like-minded ranters had opened up around him. One of them was a very early friend known as the Names Junkie.
Oh, the weirdo. The one from Chuli's video, right?
Junkie was one of Spoctor's oldest friends and actually preceded him in his style of rant videos. Spoctor would also befriend Feghost, a pretty good editor for the time, known for his series Animation Memes Without Music.
What the fuck are you saying? DYSI? DYSI? Dissy? DYSI? Oh wait, did you see it? Fuck off! What do you think? Do you think I saw it? No. Okay, bye. Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Oh my god, did you see it, guys? I don't think you saw it. Did you see it? I didn't see it. Did you guys see it? Did you see it? Fuck off.
Outside of those two, Spoctor had connections with a lot of other creators around the whole space. On April 10th, 2018, Spoctor reached his 17th birthday.
Dude, hold on. Oh wait, okay, let's ponder. I thought those were like tits or some shit. Why is it on her chest?
Whole space. On April 10th, 2018, Spoctor reached his 17th.
Okay, back to what I was trying to ask before I got jump scared by my abuser. Ponder Sprocket, I'm a victim, right? Does he wear lipstick or like... Are his lips just naturally that color? Dude. Okay, hear me out though. I could envision this man as a woman. He's got feminine lips. He's got the perfect shade, doesn't need any lipstick, so, you know, the only thing he's gonna have to focus on is the eyes. If he focuses on doing his mascara and, you know, painting his waterline black, it'll make his eyes pop out, and then he can take some, you know, eyeliner and just fill in the corners so it looks more almond-shaped and more feminine, and then he can just fill in his eyebrows a little bit. And then maybe a septum piercing. And then I can see that he would have, like, blonde bangs and then, like, maybe something coming down the side, right? And his hair, it wouldn't be straight. It wouldn't be straight, but it'd be, like, blonde and wavy. And I imagine it goes back like that rather than forwards. Do you see the vision? Who the Chris? What the fuck?
Birthday.
You look gay.
You look gay.
You know what? Fuck you. What's wrong with looking gay? At least
8
I'm
days
having
later,
fun.
his career was in ruins. It was on that fateful day of April 18th that two major videos were released about Spoctor, both with the same title, a warning: stay away from Spoctor theory. The video with the most evidence was posted by Atari, another
Transo.
I mean, I could see that, honestly.
up-and-coming ranter whose videos were far more focused on art than drama. The other video was from a former friend of Spoctor's, who was once within his inner friend circles. Her name was...
Wait a minute, did I already... No, hold on. Hold on. Okay, never mind.
Pentagrin. Pentagrin was certainly the more interesting of the two. Her channel was much smaller than most, and her content...
The wig makes me look like a lesbian. I don't know why it wouldn't let me say that. Should I dye my hair purple?
wasn't the best, but her respect came from how friendly and understanding she was with other creators. That was what made her career, and that was what made people stand up when she and Atari were cutting ties with Spoctor. Atari and Pentagrin's videos levied 3 main allegations against Spoctor. They first showed some sexual DMs that Spoctor had only a month prior, with an anonymous girl only described as a...
What is this? Spoctor and quote-unquote young teenager. I think I remember seeing this drama, or at least a Ponder Sprocket video regarding it, coming out in like, what, 2019? Something like that. It was fucking insane. I didn't look fully into it, but it's kind of odd how relevant it still is. Anyways, Spoctor Tech. I always do. Oh yeah, another thing about me. I come a lot. Lewd, like at once, okay? Besides, want a little secret? Girls say blank feels better when writing the D. People I've spoken with, it's tingling, gives a sensation. You can imagine it. What are we talking about?
A young teenager. The girl claims Spoctor was trying to
Yes, you fucking perfect body and personality, but so what you gonna do about it? Good, you wanna ride?
get her to hide her relationship with him from her boyfriend. And in the DM,
But I'm not comfortable with doing that. QWQ. I'm 3 blanks. I'm not comfortable. It means stop. Why are these so cropped?
she said she was uncomfortable, yet he did not stop. Spoctor asked nudes from this girl,
I'd love to see those legs open up. You don't gotta get a good angle. You can let me see a stomach shot. I don't care. That's out of my comfort zone. Like,
and sent nudes of himself to her. The next allegation came from his ex-girlfriend,
what is this? Okay, but 14-year-olds can do 16-year-olds. BD, get your ass over here, please. I crave so much.
who said that Spoctor had also ignored her
What the fuck is this? Call me daddy. I might be forced to beat you. All right, you naughty blank. I'm so horny and I don't know why. What does it feel like to be like a ranter like this? Okay.
discomfort and falsely claimed blackmail. She also claimed that Spoctor had said inappropriate things to 13.
Why are these so bad? Holy shit. And when my 13-year-old friend was venting, he turned and said, go touch yourself or something. Even if they weren't venting, it's still kind of... I think I remember this shit, right? Because somebody was coming to him venting about something, and they're like, oh, if you masturbate, you'll feel better. It was the weirdest shit, bruh.
18-year-olds. Pentagon also brought up a related allegation of Spoctor being weird around a 12-year-old. The final set of allegations concerned Spoctor's public behavior. Spoctor had been promoting NSFW artwork and contests, despite never disclosing he was still a minor at the time. This was an issue because it could have had repercussions for the adults unknowingly participating in sending NSFW to a minor. There was also a claim of Spoctor not paying his artists and trying to intimidate an art thief on DeviantArt. Pentagon's video was much shorter than Atari's, but it didn't matter if it was. This system of sword and shield was
Hi, Ivy. How are you doing? Am I Spoctor's alt? No. I don't have CP on my hard drive and I don't jerk off to furry porn, so I don't know why you're assuming any of this
effective.
about me.
Atari was the sword with all the evidence, and Pentagon was the shield, as a former friend of Spoctor's endorsing the allegations meant a lot. Both videos outright stated that Spoctor was a legitimate threat, a groomer, and a sexual predator. Another thing that helped was that both videos seemed to allude to this not being the end of the allegations. Atari said there were 5
I should jerk it to furries? Why would I do that? What's the appeal? It's a fucking furry. I don't want to shove my dick in an animal. I know it's different, right? Because people are like, well, furry porn and feral porn isn't the same. I just don't understand the appeal. Like, you got a fucking puppy girl furry, and they're like, oh my god, I want to fuck that little puppy dog's ass. Like,
other people who came
weird.
forward. Pentagon upped that number to more than 7. Both videos quickly spread like wildfire throughout the art community, with several people coming out in
Several sexual assault prevention charities. Oh my god.
support.
Okay.
Within a few hours, Spoctor posted a statement to his channel, in which he conceded to all the allegations made against him. He makes a few defenses, saying his actions were an accident and driven by hormones and irresponsible impulses, yet the 1 HP voice wasn't alleviating much of the damage.
And I didn't see that when talking to these people. I put them in this situation where it's like, if I don't do what he's asked,
You should do a York stream to MLP Clop.
I don't think I want to.
he's not gonna like me. And I look up to this guy, so I should do what he's saying.
Within a few hours of the apologies upload, the like to dislike ratio was around 50%, and people were unsubscribing en masse. To make things worse, the parties behind the scenes who had remained anonymous were unhappy with Spoctor's apology and decided to come out. The first of them was Spoctor's ex-girlfriend Ghosty, who made videos showing a lot more evidence than she had before. Not many new claims were made here, but some of this evidence meant a lot more than it had before. The real nuke was just after, when the anonymous young teenager came out and showed a few more DMs. The evidence, though, was not the eye-catcher. It was her identity. The anonymous girl was known as Stories, another somewhat known ranter in the community who had claimed multiple times publicly.
Dude, I know that, oh my god. Okay. Alright. Stories. Why did anybody think that this bitch was like 8 years old? I remember being a kid myself and thinking that everybody else was genuinely fucking retarded for looking at this person, how they behave, the way they edit, everything they did. And they're like, guys, Story says that they're an 8-year-old. I think they're pretty smart for their age. And I'm like, that's not a fucking 8-year-old. Why would an 8-year-old be making rant videos? I don't think they even... Is it like an 8-year-old with savant syndrome or something like that? Is it a hyper-intelligent 8-year-old or something? Like, it's just dumb. It's so fucking dumb. She was 7, actually. Yeah, sure. Sure, yeah.
That she was only 8 years old. To the audience, this added such a darker undertone to the entire situation. Stories' video showed her scrolling through her DMs of Spoctor.
Goat is good at sniffing out minors. That's really fucked up. I do have a good nose, but like, can you not?
Showing new DMs that added to the fact that she was uncomfortable. And to remind you, Spoctor had sent her nudes and asked for some back. Over the next few days, many people came out to make their own videos, jumping on the trend and reiterating the allegations against Spoctor. It's unknown how many subscribers he lost exactly during these days, but we can make an estimated guess that
Yeah, no, deadass. What type of parent would let their... Well, actually, no. What type of parent would let an 8-year-old use Discord and YouTube? A lot of people let their kids get on those websites and stuff like that. Even though it's common for kids to be on YouTube and Discord and shit like that, it's very uncommon for like literal 8-year-olds to be out here making how do I word this? Well-scripted commentary videos, or at least from what I remember back then watching Stories content, they were pretty good. Didn't seem like anything an 8-year-old would naturally be doing or know how to do unless they had savant syndrome or they had a big-ass brain, I don't know.
It was over 10,000. The videos against Spoctor began to rack up hundreds of thousands of views, and he received all the hate in the world for being this abusive, disgusting pedophile. But something wasn't right. Whilst the allegations against Spoctor seemed damning on...
This is the guy that everybody wants to fuck, by the way. Hi, my name is Colin. Could you show me, like, a side angle of your boobs? Like, ugh.
Paper, there were issues. For one, no one who people took seriously believed Stories was 8. She'd claimed she was 8, but everyone apart from her fans and Pentagram wasn't buying that. Her content and how she acted was very unfamiliar to an 8-year-old. And I mean, of course, how on earth is an 8-year-old gonna be in the community
Y'all get groomed on Discord, I got groomed on Kick.
How the hell did you get groomed on Kick?
drama content?
Well, actually, that's a dumb question. You can get groomed on a literal fucking Kindle Fire cat game. I know I did, so...
And gaining a few thousand subscribers. There have been cases where very young people have managed to get a following whilst being critical of others. The best example would be LT Corbis or Soph, who was only around a...
What the fuck? Who?
Whilst being critical of others. The best example would be LT Corbis or Soph, who was only around...
Why is she so scary looking? Look at her mouth. I know this is a kid, but like, holy shit.
The best example...
Maybe it's just the filter, but like... This is terrifying.
Would be LT Corbis or Soph, who was only around 11 to 12 when she started blowing up on YouTube. But 8 years old is such an insane jump. Stories did not act like an 8-year-old. Repeated references to stuff she experienced a few years back when she would have been like 4. Most of the adults suspected that she was in reality...
It's a child, go easy, man. I'm sorry, it's just the filter. She deadass looks like fucking Jeff the Killer. Yes, I know we all had our glow-ups, and I can't say shit when I look like this, but, like, I find it funny, okay? Let me just yap about what I'm seeing.
Around 13 to 14 years old. But it's absurd that anyone believed an 8-year-old could be an actual public figure like this. And it won't surprise you to know that it was later revealed...
Her family was exploiting her? Oh. I take that back.
...as a lie. You'd think if Stories was actually 8 years old, the main accusers would be stressing the fuck out of that point. And there was never a DM shown of her saying that she was 8 to Spoctor. With Ghosty, the DM she showed said that her and Spoctor were 14 and 16 respectively, which is nowhere near enough to claim grooming or pedophilia. The claims in general were incredibly unreliable on further look. The main thing the accusers stressed was discomfort, yet in the screenshots barely any of that comes across. It's mostly just sexual DMs sent by Spoctor, and in... some instances, these people reciprocate to him. When you consider the allegation of discomfort, showing only one person's side of it is incredible cutting of context. And of the time where it was shown, it seemed like there was something more to it. When stories claim she was uncomfortable 3 times, Spoctor's responses were never shown at all, and she seems to be happy in the following DM. The other claims attached range from total hearsay statements with no evidence or reputable name attached to them to outright falsehood.
Then there's this other kid who was 12 at the time who kept calling him daddy / trying to turn him on, etc., etc. Instead of Spock being the mature one and saying, stop it, to a 12-year-old, he basically lets her give him boners and shit. This isn't anywhere near as bad as the other stuff with cheeses. Okay.
With the NSFW art contest, Spoctor had specifically clarified that he didn't want anything explicit or overtly lewd, so it wasn't really NSFW then, was it? It took a few days, but some of the bigger creators began to question the allegations against Spoctor. These included PK Russell, Manga Carmen, and Just a Robot, but it really started with Ponder Sprocket, who up until this point was a relatively unknown art YouTuber.
Hold on.
With Ponder Sprocket, who up until this point
Wait, is that? Never mind. First I was about to say, that's not Ponder. I thought that this person with the brown hair was Ponder at first, fucking hell.
Was a relatively unknown art YouTuber. Her video was vital in actually establishing the suspicion against these allegations, and she also talked to the artists who Spoctor accused of not paying. Ponder went deep into this wave of videos, going after everyone and debunking their points one by one, even the little kids who filmed their paper drawings as visuals. Regardless, there were now some serious questions towards the most serious claims against Spoctor by bigger YouTubers. They gave Spoctor a lifeline of sorts, and he began to talk. He came in contact with PK Russell and showed him the real DMs behind this very one-sided
Oh, PK Russell. I wonder if Toastify is gonna. Hello? Okay, we're back. Fucking hell. Dude, I don't know what's wrong with my fucking microphone, dude. I had it sitting like that, and then it just like, whatever. This stream sucks anyways. I'm sitting over here all like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stream tonight. I'm gonna have so much commentary to give, and I'm sitting over here like. So I don't know what to do. And my mic's not helping me. Fuck, dude.
Presentation by Stories. The real truth showed him being far more considerate towards Stories' discomfort and backing away. Spoctor would then come back to the public and retract his apology, showing that Stories was much more willing to engage with him than she had let on.
I will say it is interesting how people just blindly believed most of these allegations about Spoctor and they didn't question anything about those screenshots being cropped to an extent. But then again, I'm pretty sure everybody who was following the situation was like 12 or 13, so it also doesn't surprise me. It's sad, but understandable, but also sad. Because it's like, why is everybody so fucking dumb in this community?
Stories was actually 14 years old. Right before our eyes, it looked like these allegations were coming apart of the threads. But Stories and Pentagon still tried to claim it was all victim blaming. Meanwhile, Atari at this point has seen the light and apologized after Ponder's first video came out. She rescinded her coverage and even made up with Spoctor. Ghosty soon followed suit. Suddenly, the tides were changing.
Oh yeah, I was talking about Pacrussel. I was asking if Toastify was going to talk about Pacrussel spreading his asshole on Twitter.com or something.
On May 10th,
I just don't remember what year that happened in. I can't remember if it was like 2019 or if it was 2020 or 21. 2018. Shit.
Not even a month after the allegations were made, PK Russell uploaded a video about some leaks he and Ponder had obtained. During their investigations, an artist by the name of Mimi Dugs contacted Ponder with a lot of new information. Atari, Pentagon, and Stories had been planning this whole takedown on Spoctor for months prior. In fact, before Spoctor, they were aiming to pile on another creator known as Digby the Goat, but their eyes turned against Spoctor. But why? Why would Pentagon, for example, turn on Spoctor just like that? Well, during early 2018, people were going at Stories because they felt she was lying about being 8.
No shit, why would an 8-year-old be on YouTube making commentary videos?
Remember Pacrussel crashing out over warrior cats?
No, I don't remember that. Why was he crashing out over warrior cats? I don't think I've ever heard about that.
Pentagon was wholeheartedly backing her during all of this and defended her. This caused Just a Robot to make a video where he states the obvious and called Pentagon an idiot. In DMs, Spoctor had always expressed that he didn't think Stories was 8 years old, and posted a comment voicing his appreciation for Jar's video. This is why Pentagon went after Spoctor. She was furious that Spoctor didn't agree with her point and praised the video that called her out.
Currently trying to get screen caps from my buddy who has proof of him being racist and transphobic. Pega will have a lot of dirt on him as well. Okay.
That's it. And from the DMs leaked, thanks to Atari and Mimi's cooperation, her pettiness and annoyance was palpable. She involved herself in the plotting, and was salivating at seeing Spoctor's subscriber count drop. So, if Pentagon's motives were because Spoctor annoyed her, what were Stories? Well, first things first.
Also, I know I said this in private, right? But I remember Gabe, the Gabe from the Sashley drama. He told me something about being involved with deeper rooted art commentary shit, and he mentioned something about him and Garbage, the one who made Birdie draw the fucking rape comic of Heim Guts, right? Them somehow being involved in like the Spoctor drama of like 2018, 2019. I don't know if that was a lie or not, but as soon as I heard the whole thing about Spoctor being all like, oh, well, me and somebody else was like groomed back then when the whole like CP hard drive, when he like dated a 13-year-old at 16 and 17, that whole thing was happening. And he was like, oh, I got groomed by somebody else. We both got groomed by like this other person. And so sometimes I'm sitting here and I'm like, so was that a lie, or was like Garbage and Gabe actually involved in those times, or like what?
These leaks unequivocally proved what everyone was thinking. Stories wasn't 8, Spoctor didn't think she was 8 either. Stories was 14 years old, and
I have the wig on because I want the wig on.
She and Pentagon knowingly planned out this lie of being vague about her age to smear Spoctor. Stories also admitted to being dishonest about her feelings in her conversation with Spoctor, despite saying otherwise in her video. Ponder's third video even showed that Stories' boyfriend at the time was older than Spoctor. As more of the leaks came out, they showed that Stories was a completely malicious actor who claimed to have been planning this out for a year. In these messages,
also, you know, the fact that a supposed 8-year-old was able to plan all of this also goes to show that they're probably not fucking 8. I know that some people, even after this situation happened, they still clung on to the idea that, well, they're like 8 years old though, right? Right? Like, no. I've never met a master manipulator 8-year-old.
he acts like a vindictive power trip mastermind.
Staying in the community would have been experimenting and making a message anymore. It would have been me becoming stuck in the experiment. Man, I had like 5 known accounts for a reason. Makes skirting around faster, but it didn't look suspicious. I kind of feel bad because I did use people. Okay, yeah, but that's a crappy thing to do. Your head was in the right place, and it's not like Spoctor amount of fucked up shit. Kinda, no. General morality says absolutely.
Her plan was to break the ranter community cycle and use the people she worked with as pawn.
A lot of people, I used Pentagon and Atari, dude. And I know I'm making a little schizo theory, but this person also types like Gabe too, which is also why I've been questioning. I don't know.
Wants to create more chaos. I don't know if I can believe this because it sounds so absurd and unlikely, but I'm struggling.
I pushed Atari and Pentagon forward as pawns, and society doesn't like it when people do that in general. In hindsight, it was a winged idea that would have kept you know who shut, but oh well. I do feel bad for Jada and Atari. I feel more connected with Jada than Atari, though. Do they know where or who I am?
I'm trying to find any more explanation here that she expressed. And with that, the final nail was in the coffin. Soon after, Stories and Pentagon deleted everything and vanished. To summarize, Spoctor wasn't a groomer or a pedophile. You can say he was weird for what he did, but people didn't feel comfortable ascribing such a destructive label to him with what they had seen. The evidence wasn't sufficient enough, and the backlash she'd originally gotten didn't feel deserved. Plus, the dishonest and manipulative nature of the main accusers showed that their motives were far from considerate. Any other claims against Spoctor didn't have enough evidence to begin with, so they were dropped or disproven. I have to stress how fucked Spoctor would have been if it wasn't for the work of people like Ponder and PK Russell, and the outcome did wonders for them. Before this, PK Russell was mostly seen as an outsider to the entire art community. The outcome did wonders for them. Before this, PK...
Dude. You know how I was talking shit about Spoctor and wondering why people got behind him? I have the same question regarding PK Russell, or whatever the hell he's called. He looks nasty. His attitude, nasty. His face, nasty. His videos, nasty. His asshole and his balls. Nasty. It was damn fucking hairy when I saw it when I was a kid.
Yeah, Russell was mostly seen as...
Like, look at him. It's like... This is your dude? This is your fucking guy? This is your man? This is your YouTuber? Bro. I understand that acne is, like, you know, hard to take care of and stuff like that, but, like, this guy, his whole vibe is just grease.
an outsider to the entire art community. Afterwards, he was far more respected and connected with others. As for Ponder, it's undeniable she brought up a lot of points that helped in clearing Spoctor's name, and it was the video that made her career.
I will say I like
It took a
the
while for Spoctor
transitions.
to mentally recover from what had happened. His channel's numbers were all back, but he needed to get back into the swing of things. And whilst his videos from then were more of the same, things had changed. For one, Spoctor was now far more comfortable using facecam rather than stills, although he would cover his face with a raptor mask. Spoctor's practically instant vindication also gave him a lot of momentum, and his channel started to do really well over the next 2 years. Gacha Life in 2019, and then Yandere Sim-
A gotcha YouTuber stole my content. 1.1 million views. Dude, people must have been desperate for something funny to watch. Like, I can sit here and, like, bitch, and, you know, I don't have the same sub count or anything, or the same type of reach that Spoctor did. But, like, shit like this, I just don't really understand it. I don't understand it. Repulsive Gacha Life videos, badly done videos. I wonder why they're bad. It's probably because everybody who makes these are, like, 12 years old, but, I'm almost 20. I can make easy money off of that. Like, fuck. A gotcha YouTuber stole my content. No square / bipolar meme controversy. Like, all of it is so nothing. But he made good-ass money off of it. It makes me angry.
Later in 2020 were his big hitters. By the end of 2020, that sub count was at over 300,000. Spoctor's content had
Things were more right-wing online back then. Yeah, no shit, dude. I know. Trust me, I know.
changed for the better by then. He was less snarky like before, and more comedic and grounded to an extent. His video style was far more laid back and tried to get to the core issue.
It illustrates the point.
I'm doing the same thing? What am I doing? What am I doing? You're just mad he made more money, homie? Okay. True. It's okay. Yeah. I'm just mad that he made more money. Ooh, okay.
That sometimes we gotta think about the context before we start throwing things willy-nilly about, hey, you gotta credit this guy, or hey, you gotta take this down because someone said.
Oh, okay, I remember this. Okay, this was the Aisha erotica drama in the animation meme community, okay? So, Aisha erotica, fucking love her music, right? But back in the animation meme days, the OG days, I think it was like 2018, 2019 or something like that, people were using Aisha Erotica's music to make animation memes after she had already left the platform and stated that she didn't want her songs to be used in videos, which was kind of bullshit because nobody could actually find any of that, right? Girl, the amount of people who would go to every single child's Aisha Erotica music animation meme and being all like, can you, like, not do this? Our queen, Aisha Erotica, does not stand for this, and she doesn't want her content being used. And it's like, dude, I understand that you're a fan. You want to support your creator and respect her wishes, but, like, she can speak for her fucking self. If she really has an issue, you don't need to, at 12 years old, be going around to other 12-year-olds' comment sections being like, this is rather problematic. Our queen, slay girl boss, told us that we can't use this audio, so I'm gonna report your account until you take this video down. Like, it was so serious. Priorities back then. We were all little kids. But, like, that whole thing. Yeah, it was the emo boy animation meme. Ooh. Okay. Hold on. Oh, my God. This is my shit, dude. I remember this. Shit. So this was only like 4 years ago? What the hell? 3 to 4 years ago? Ooh. This is my shit, bro. I remember this shit. I remember that. But yeah, they were like little 12-year-olds making shit like that. It was kind of funny. They're like, I wanna fuck this emo boy. I'm like 12 years old, but I've got a slutty furry OC. No hate, because I did it too, but like, it's funny looking back.
said something, and when
It's also kind of concerning because the amount of like 12-year-olds in the animation meme community who would be like just animating furry tits like jiggling on screen and like thrusting and shit. Like you'd have this fucking cat furry, alright, this is the back, this is the arch of their ass, right? And they're just sitting there like sliding on fucking Flip-A-Clip, using Mobazen to get their stuff recorded. Like that stuff was amazing, but concerning. Everybody was so horny.
they really didn't say something, and you're just kind of throwing this out of your ass. We're not even defending.
Jiggle, not giggle. Fuck me. I actually can't speak. My bad. It's okay. I have autism. I can be stupid.
Someone who wants defense at this point. They just want to be left alone, and using their music isn't detrimenting their personal life.
Yet Spoctor still had a sort of immunity around him. A lot of the community had initially believed his allegations. When those allegations were proven false, they gave him more respect and support. Not because he had made an outstanding video, but
Drawing husband hotel characters, Galma, okay. Bootleg storytime animators, why Vivsy Pop's animation was hard for me to follow, oh my god.
but as a sort of penance for their actions. Spoctor, as an adult, would also still cover a lot of drama involving kids.
Oh look, it's Scootaloo Love Sands. Same face syndrome discussion. Feet, Sleepy King, and Scootaloo Love Sands. 2 groomers. Actually, no, this is like 3 groomers all interacting with each other. It's
Which meant that
rather
those
amazing.
involved would always look up to him as the adult.
Oh, and another one. Birdie, kid who represents problems with depression and a large following. What was up with the titles of these videos? You can just be like, Birdie. Something edgy and simple instead of being all like, Birdie has trypophobia, schizophrenia, borderline personality disorder, bipolar, depression, and ADHD. And a large following on YouTube. Like,
And he started to handle topics like mental health, which were sensitive and risky to tackle for any YouTuber. For example, Spoctor covered the animator Birdie in around 2019. The title was Birdie, kid who represents problems with depression. And whilst he does look at the
Sorry, it's so goofy. Birdie, kid who represents problems with depression. Represents? What is he, like the CEO of fucking depression and schizophrenia or something? Like, what? These were classics? No, they weren't. No, they weren't, Cal. These were awful.
controversies in a fair way, he also seemed to be dehumanizing Birdie. For those who know the Birdie lore, this was
Oh! Never
before
mind.
the grooming, before Dice, before anyone knew about the ferret stuff. So do you think it's fair to make several comments about how the 14-year-old Birdie was a heartless animal who...
But like, look at the animation.
I think it's fair to make several comments about how the 14-year-old Birdie was a heartless
Look at it.
animal.
It's evil. This 14-year-old child needs to die. Like, honestly. I will say, I do feel bad for Birdie, alright? I'm not defending anything, never gonna defend anything, but a lot of the dramas that started when he was a kid, very dumb, very silly. And I don't understand how Spoctor, who was like a grown-ass adult, mind you, when he made the Birdie video, I believe he was like 18 or 19, maybe not like grown-ass, but he was an adult, right? Making a video on fucking Birdie with all the evidence at the time that was presented being like, this little 14-year-old is like drawing rape porn and they're like saying slurs and like they're drawing their characters cutting themselves and they're really horny on main, and that's a really big problem. Like, it is so dumb. So fucking dumb.
Who you should treat like an irreparable exhibit.
I don't see Birdie as this awful person anymore. I just see...
What the fuck is that? Are those boobs? Or are those like ribs? There's like one big old tumor-filled arm, another tumor-filled arm, and then it's like the rib cage is pushed up and he's like sucking his gut in. And he's bald. What the fuck?
Birdie is this animal. We should stop treating it like it's something new, obviously. We should start treating Birdie as an example. We should...
What? Hold on.
Anymore. I just see Birdie as this animal. We should...
Dude, I don't see Birdie as a person anymore. I think this child is an animal. They're like animals. They fuck ferrets. Like, it's so funny. Yeah. You know what? You know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. That's fucked up. But calling a 14-year-old an animal and saying we should treat them as like an example of shit, like they're a CEO or something. It's so
Should
dumb.
stop treating it like it's something new.
It too, mind you. This was when Birdie was using like she/her pronouns and shit like that. He was straight up calling Birdie an it. It was so fucked up. It. I can't even bear to look at it. It's not human. It's an animal. It draws Sleepy King rape porn and it goons to Kitty Dog. We need to honestly put it in a lab, slice its brain open, take a few cells out, and put it under the microscope and study it. It's disgusting.
Obviously. We should start treating Birdie as an example. We should stop trying to help her and look at her as some sort of exhibit that might...
I like to think that when Spoctor was making this video, he thought that he was so smart, like a god, sitting down on his couch with his raptor mask on, being like, this 13-year-old, we need to treat them like an exhibit. Spoctor Tech Theory, I want to study this little animal. I want to understand what makes it tick. Birdie is not a human. It is an animal. We need to treat it like one. I don't even feel bad for it. Like, fuck.
That might sound inhumane, and maybe it is, but she's as heartless as a goddamn animal. There are only things we can do to...
I will say, insane thing to say about a child, but he would later be correct. Regarding being heartless and shit like that. All the abuse came way after this fucking video. So, he would record himself making hand motions while he recorded his mic separately. Okay, so, that's kind of funny. So it's like, you know those, what is it called? Okay, so back in like middle school, did you guys ever have these like talent show competitions or whatever? Or like the karaoke party things where like your group would be assigned this one song and you have to like lip sync and make choreography and shit like that? Do you think he was doing that with his videos? He just sits there playing his fucking video on his laptop and he's like, honestly, I don't know why he and Lyle Convoy didn't get along that well. They both did the same thing. No hate, alright? No shade, but still kind of funny to think about.
Less act...
Oh, shit. Thank you for the membership, Thy Tempest. I forgot that I actually had that as my, cue. I forgot. My bad.
Activate. Birdie.
I just heard Funky Town and I got scared because I started thinking about certain videos and shit like that. Nah, just kidding.
For Birdie's so messed up in the head, she's almost like an object. Yelling at her won't solve anything.
Okay. Alright.
Messed up in the head, she's almost like an object. Yelling at her won't solve...
She's like an object. Fuck me.
anything.
Again,
Why did he take that video down? Or did he take it down? Did people actually watch this video and think that it was really good or something? Wait. I swear to God, Birdie made like a vent video where it was like some sort of like audio, right, that was slowed down and distorted, and it was like, Bunna is an object. Poppy is an object. Poppy is your best friend or some
Do not
shit like that.
fucking
What if that came from
remind
that
me
video?
of the Funky Town video.
Okay, sorry, Tempest. Love you. Thank you for the 2. Oh.
and I want to stress this was before a lot of the serious Birdie stuff came out. He was still 14 at the time. He'd still done some things wrong, but to act like there wasn't a chance Birdie could
Dude.
change at this point was pretty narrow-minded. Yet, this was all largely overlooked over the next few years. Spoctor's videos held strong, and he continued to do well as he went into 2021. But things were soon to change. As with every member of the ACC around this time,
Spoctor calling a minor an object is some weird foreshadowing. Yeah. I'm gonna add Birdie to my hard drive. Like, fuck you.
one of Spoctor's most significant situations tied itself to the mega thread of drama that had been going on. To summarize as best I can, a creator by the name of Toby
What the hell is that? Hi. Hi. Pippi. What do you think? Huh? Is that Lyle Convoy? Why is it missing, like, part of its paw? What is this setup? What is this setup? You've got this, a microphone, you got Lyle Convoy, you got, I think those are cups of water or something. You've got paint right there, or sewing kits. Glue? Or is that, like lotion?
Be Majestic
What is going
was
on?
in some hot water, expressed support for controversial creators, drew NSFW of characters who were minors after calling out someone else for doing the same kind of thing. Toby got some backlash, and in the midst of it,
Yeah, I think that was the video where she crashed out. Oh shit, my bad. Brap and such. I forgot what she said. She called someone like a pedophile or something, right? I don't know. I need to look at that. I didn't really keep up to date.
a creator named Hopeless Peaches got involved. Peaches initially defended Toby's detractors, but changed to more of a neutral stance later on. But they kept talking about the situation and backlash ensued. Mentally, they did not take this well. The allegations of dishonesty were then turned up to 100 when another creator named Prison Mate Luke accused them of baiting their life to manipulate other people. The allegation had barely any basis, but a lot of people took it in their stride since
She crashed out in a video where she talked about her dead dog out of nowhere. Go back. Did they edit Creepshow to be overweight? Let me see. I don't know. Hold on. Where is it? What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, they did. She's like obese.
Hopeless Peaches got involved. Peaches initially defended Toby's detractors, but changed to more of a neutral stance later on. But they kept talking about the situation and backlash ensued. Mentally, they did not take this well. The allegations of dishonesty were then turned up to 100 when another creator named Prison Mate Luke accused them of baiting their life to manipulate other people. The allegation had barely any basis, but a lot of people took it in their stride since hating Peaches was now popular. At this point, Spoctor came in with a video of his own. People were expecting him to be as fair as he always had been. After all, he had been pretty neutral when it came to covering Toby's whole situation. But when it came to Peaches, Spoctor's video was unusually harsh. In his video, he framed them expressing that they wanted to end their life as a sort of subconscious habit motivated by a care for public image.
All I'm hearing is that you're totally fine with sharing a person's personal info if it means you can use it against them, and now I'm blocking you because you are hella shady. I mean, the way he treated Peaches, right, it was bad, but later on, I think he was kind of right. Just saying.
He also went on to place more fault on Peaches for this claim because they put their feelings online. To some extent, I get that you shouldn't do that, and you should treat your channel like a brand, but this was abnormal. Luke's claims about Peaches based themselves off no evidence and weak speculation. Spoctor then went on to say that Peaches should have responded less emotionally.
What is going on? Why is there Black Lives Matter shit when we're talking about Hopeless Peaches? Was this in 2020?
Spoctor then went on to say that Peaches
What is
should have
going
responded
on?
less emotionally.
If this is where the drama ends, I'm willing to bite the bullet. But that's not.
Why is that there? Is this part of a video? I'm so lost. What? Why? Why?
Not where it ended. She kept going on about it.
And Luke, I wouldn't argue she was for.
I'm so lost. Why was that there? I thought it was gonna be like, oh yeah, this is part of a video. No, it's just the sliding frame and then there's nothing else. It was in Spoctor's video? Oh, okay, but like, I was so lost.
Furthering the drama, I would rather argue that she's extremely over-emotional about what you said in your video, which is definitely a fault on her end, and it's its own criticism. And I feel like she should have just tried to move past it calmly instead of being aggressively upset about it.
Again, a stupid point to make because people were accusing them of manipulating others by using their life.
Like I said, the way that Spoctor treated Peaches wasn't that great, but the whole drama didn't really age well, I don't think. Especially with the whole, oh, Hopeless Peaches is suicide baiting to get what she wants. Oh no, she would never do something like that.
People have the right to be mad at that stuff, especially if it's a baseless claim. And if that wasn't enough, Spoctor had used a video of them talking about their grooming as B-roll, while saying they couldn't handle relationships well. All this confused Peaches because they and Spoctor had a conversation before Spoctor released.
So not to talk of compensation, nothing of the sort, yeah, because no compensation or anything was mentioned. That's actually fucked. It changes the narrative completely. You don't play with money like that, which was shown in the DM I sent. That's super unprofessional.
This video about them. In said conversation, he seemed to be a lot more calm. Well, until he released the video and said that he had to go after her for the sake of PR.
And the way he handled it genuinely
dumb.
angers me. In DMs with Peaches, he discusses how the evidence she provides him completely changes the narrative, then continues to make his video where he says in DMs with her that his video misses the mark and doesn't defend her at all, where he says that he has to go after her for the sake of PR.
This was an incredibly cowardly thing to say. Spoctor had a much different standard for Peaches because that's what public opinion felt, not because it was lies. He was fine with being more charitable to those who were at the
Was that Toby?
time worse than Peaches because the public hated Peach.
What the fuck is going on? Hold on.
Being more charitable to those who were at the time worse than Peaches because the public hated Peaches. Again, do you not find this so ironic from the guy vindicated after public opinion went against him? As Spoctor went through 2021, his momentum had slowed to a standstill.
OBS error. Uh-oh. What the fuck? Why is there something on screen? Hello? This embedded URL no longer works. I don't even have my reactive on screen. What the fuck is happening? Hello? Hello? I'm just gonna put that down. Okay, you guys saw nothing, okay? I am a streaming professional, alright? It took me an hour to actually warm up and get more talkative, but I can't talk in general, right? My mic keeps crashing out. OBS wants to crash and die, but I prevail. I continue.
And his past friends were nowhere to be seen.
You should give me money, by the way. Maybe I can get like a new computer or something. I don't know.
Late December, Fagos had been run off for stuff related to SA and lying. PK Russell was already known as kind of a freak by now, but Ponder was still around.
I mean, he looks like a freak. Look at him. Scary ass eyes, dude. He kind of looks like a not a pedophile, but I don't know. He's just really off-putting.
As for Junkie,
he looks like he touched me.
Spoctor's oldest friend, his career was crumbling due to his dishonesty. The worst of Junkie's action.
What the fuck was that? I like the transitions so far, right? But
4KU.
4KU. Okay, thank you for the 2, Cal, but fuck you too. Hold on, I'm trying to listen to something.
The worst of
What? The transitions are good, but the audio on that one is,
Junkie's actions came with a creator he'd lied about for
Oh look, another bitch I had beef with.
3 years prior, named Hiten Mitsuru. Back in 2018, during the story's Pentagon drama, a ranter named Fran had made a video attacking Spoctor, and had refused to take it down. After Ponder covered Fran's videos in a second part of her Spoctor series, Fran claimed that the video had given her a panic attack. But when Junkie went to Fran, she told him she was essentially faking the panic attack, and had taken down her videos for damage control. Hiten was making a video on Fran at the time, and asked Junkie if she could use these screenshots in her video. He said yes. But despite that, Hitten's video was slammed. People were saying that she had gotten these screenshots.
Who the fuck is that? Is that a... Okay, this is a monkey, right? Because there's a banana right there. He's got a nose. But like, this looks like a Bob's Burger character.
I remember when
TV
Crussell mooned everyone on a vid.
I remember when Crussell mooned everyone on a video. I'm pretty sure that was on Twitter, right? Not in a video.
Screenshots through shady means and could not be trusted. And for these creators, this was a no-no. Unbeknownst to Hitten, other creators had talked to Junkie and asked him if he let Hitten have those screenshots. He gave a vague, weird answer to try and stay out of drama, and they interpreted this as a no. Junkie then neglected to...
I'm sorry for lying to you, and I'm sorry everything that's happening. I'm a fucking idiot, and I wish there's something I could do to repay you. Anything will do, honestly. I'll do anything.
Correct the record for years, whilst Hitten was essentially thrown under the bus. She was completely cut off from other friends and branded as untrustworthy for years. It was only until late 2021
Junkie lied to everyone, featuring doodle tones. Oh my god.
That she was able to show the full story, and the community torched Junkie. On December 19th, 2021,
my former community is falling apart. I'm not your scapegoat.
Spoctor made a video titled, "My former community is falling apart."
Oh shit, highbrow. GoatCatto is Spoctor evil? Yes! Evil CP on flash drive that he said that he destroyed, but I think he might be lying. I don't know. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. I'm gonna go ahead and feed my cat anyways. I know we haven't done the goal, but I feel bad because I've gotten like, what? A bunch of like $2 goals and or $2 donations and shit like that. So, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Bro. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay. Come here. Yeah. Eat up. Yeah. Like on my fucking finger. Dude, she's so dumb. No. She bit my fucking finger. Dude.
Feed your cat.
She's like fucked up. You want some of this? You want it? Okay. Anyways, back to the video. I'm surprised Pewter isn't here.
In said video, he talked about how the DeviantArt ranting community tore itself up with many controversies. His general idea was that it was cannibalistic, performative, and stupid, especially with Junkie.
Ruin one another in this community. It's because of this mindset that anger and wrath wins. Oh boy, you lied to people. To the gulag you go! Forget the good you did for people. Forget the fact that you basically built the foundation.
Thank you for feeding the big fella.
Yeah. She is pretty large. But now she's upset because she thinks that just because I gave her a little snack once means that she's obligated to however more she wants. Oh, she's so fat!
Of my channel and help me get on my feet, Junkie. You lied about people, and someone decided to out you.
Who the fuck is Heaton anyways? I don't know. My first introduction to Heaton was whenever she tried to make me join Senate. Over Spoctor allegations, by the way. That came from Birdie. Major fucking bitch.
For it, it's time to crucify you and make you walk on eggshells. I mean, look at the video calling him out.
I don't want your disingenuous, half-hearted, slimy, bitch boy apology.
I'm sorry, but you know how I was talking about people taking Spoctor seriously? Once again, same applies to Heaton. How old was she? She's like 30-something now, right? So she would have been... She was older than at least like 24 or 25 when she made these videos, I think, right? Something like that. I don't fucking remember. But just her whole general vibe, right? How she talks, the way she acts, being like, I'm going to make you take accountability whether you like it or not. So shut your slimy bitch boy mouth, you little pussy. Like, bro, we're 28. Why are we being so fucking dramatic? She was 25. Goddamn. 25 to 28. That's crazy. Honestly, I understand having anger issues. I myself tend to have them from time to time. But instead of letting it out in a YouTube video, maybe you should write it down in a journal. I understand that this person said something mean to me on the internet. I have to make a video about it because they lied about me. You can do that, right? But the whole, how do I word this, right? It feels fake. It feels like they're putting on a performance every time they make videos like this. It's so fucking dumb.
That's no way to treat people on a platform. Even if they've angered you, that aggression only serves to progress the issue. The amount of stress that you're putting on yourself by basically forcing yourself to get involved with...
And the thing is about Heaton too, she's always way too emotional. She doesn't think, she just reacts. Who the fuck do you think you are, you slimy ass little pussy bitch boy? I'm gonna make you shut your whore mouth and you're gonna take accountability whether you want to or not. Like, it's just so... And then with Heaton's comeback video too, right? I was actually debating on making fun of that on stream because I thought it was dramatic and funny and I don't really care. She's just, oh god. She was all like, I was having a wait, no, that was Patchwork Heart. The one who was like, I'm having a violent medical emergency or some shit like that on Aiden's stream. Heaton. She's just as dramatic as Patchwork, just like in a different way, I think, right? She was all like, I was going through a mental breakdown, and I was age regressing, and I almost killed myself. Like, it's so annoying.
That much wrath is not worth the outcome. It's one thing when you cover a situation that's so far alienated from your personal life. It's another to cover shit
same
that
person,
deals with your personal life.
essentially.
It's another to air your dirty laundry to an audience in a format that comes off uncalculated and disorganized.
Spoctor was very obviously downplaying Junkie's snide cowardice and dismissing Hitton's video as a mess. The issue was that by giving such a vague answer to what was such a simple question, just to avoid drama, Junkie had pretty much thrown Hitton away and let the crows feed on her. A lot of people, including Hitton, took issue with the fact that Spoctor was tone policing her, having more issue with how she said it rather than what she said. There were parts cut out where she described far more emotional interactions with far less emotion. And keep in mind, Hitton was only one of the many other creators who Junkie had also lied about. This obviously annoyed a lot of people who were aware of what was going on, as they felt that Spoctor was being pretty dishonest in his representation of Hitton. Spoctor would later make a correction in a pinned comment and promised he would also make a video clarifying this, but that video never came for months. Again, dishonest for him to not do so when it was such an easy correction to make. Spoctor's video talking about Junkie was what really got the ball rolling against him. His actions here sparked up people looking back into the honesty of his coverage on Peaches the year before, and every time he was confronted about it, he seemed to slither away from the
Yeah, no, honest, Tinny. Whenever I think of Heaton, and I'm listening to her being overly emotional whenever she's talking about shit as, like, a 28-year-old woman, mind you, she kind of sounds like, a Karen, kind of? I don't know. She reminds me of these snobby white women that I have to deal with at work, and I don't say that to, like, oh, I hate white women. I'm fucking white, right? I love bitches. I like tits and shit, right? But in food service, you get these certain types of customers who are extremely, extremely selfish, snobby, and they think the entire world revolves around them, and anything that inconveniences them in the slightest means they're the world's biggest victim. And they're gonna scream, bitch, moan, and cry until you give them what you want. That's what Heaton reminds me of, because that's what she acts like. It's so awkward.
It was totally unlike how he presented himself in a way of considerate neutrality. That was very clearly a facade, and only worked on the animation meme tweens. And speaking of them, during 2022, several members of the
Here we go.
animation meme community, including the aforementioned animator Birdie, became involved with an online group known as DICE. DICE was a ring around a Discord server where
Okay, so for this next segment that he's gonna talk about, I know a little bit. I know quite a bit of shit.
young teenagers encouraged each other to harm themselves and anyone or anything they could. And for a couple of weeks, Birdie was a part of that. Spoctor would make a video on DICE and Birdie around this time, titled The Darkness.
Oh, look, it's Sparkrizzle. Whoa. Yeah, no. Like I said, it's weird how many people I recognize and how many situations I recognize, because I've been in, like, art commentary and in the animation meme sphere and all that shit, and I've interacted with, like, the freakiest of the freaks. I've said a few streams ago, right, and I've spoken over the years about how I was involved with Dice Cult, not because, like, I'm like, oh yeah, little kids, cut yourself for me so I can jerk off. No shit like that, right? I was in there to spy. They found out that I was spying. They got mad. Who was it? Mortis, the cult leader, found out, because, what was it? I used my status as Birdie's recent ex to manipulate them so I could get information on them. That worked. It was kind of funny. Anyways, they found out that I manipulated them, and then Mortis, like, posted on Instagram on his story being all like, everybody should cut, fuck goat, kill goat, because Mortis and Geo are suffering, and they manipulated us, or whatever. And so he started posting, like, images to his Instagram story of kids with, like, cut, fuck goat, kill goat, like, cut into their skin and shit like that. Tried to fetch from my nudes, tried to figure out my docs information, but he sucked ass at doing that, even though it was readily available, mind you. You gay-opt Mortis? Yeah. It was really fucking easy. I was just like, okay, I literally just, got finished dating Birdie. These guys are freaks. I can literally just be like, hi guys, I'm Birdie's ex. Ho 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 ho, let me in. And it fucking worked. Lolcout accused you of supporting Mortis? Oh, what the fuck? Why would I support someone? Just because I forgave him, because he apologized to me for, like, trying to find my nudes, making kids cut my name into them and shit like that, when that wasn't anything that I wanted to be involved with necessarily. I was just there to dig up information. How the fuck? How am I supporting Mortis? The fuck? That doesn't make sense.
Around the YouTuber Birdie. And again, to be fair, the DICE coverage seemed solid as he talked about the emotional and mental toll these actions would have on kids. But his second Birdie video goes out of his way to cover Birdie's controversies and seriously downplays a lot of his actions. This one seemed way more light on him and his past actions, even after all the degenerate stuff he had now done or admitted to. He also downplayed how much Birdie affected others whilst in DICE. But it doesn't stop there for Spoctor.
Okay, so if we're talking about the Spoctor, okay, I don't know if Toastify's gonna say anything about this video, or like, oh my god, I'm spazzing out, my bad. I don't know if Toastify is going to mention the fact that Spoctor was actually friends with Birdie at the time that this video came out. I remember we were in, who was it? I think it was Birdie's private server or some shit like that at the time, right? And in the announcements chat, Spoctor had posted his video and added everyone, and Birdie was like, oh my god, this is so good, yes, yes, this is great, this is great. He was friends with Birdie at the time, that's probably why that shit happened. Oy vey, oy vey, oy vey. Shit like that. It was kind of funny, kind of crazy, blah blah blah.
Following the DICE video, Spoctor would open up a public DICE recovery server to any victims of the cult. The server, named Koi Pond, only had a few adults, one of them being Spoctor. Already seems like a bad idea for a Discord.
Oh yeah, this is the other person. That's Maryland dude. I remember this shit too. Fuck me. Koi Pond, okay? Koi Pond, Koi Pond, Koi Pond. I think Mornis is like 17 or 18 now. I know that when they started the DICE shit, they were actually like 12 years old, I think. Which is concerning. Anyways, Maryland Dude says, if you watched his recent video on Birdie and DICE, he promoted a Discord server called Koi Pond, in which Jinx and him both led. Over 600 people were there, and it's especially dangerous to put someone like that in such a position of power. It's now archived, I believe, but the link is probably still in the comments or description. This whole situation is what led to me having beef with Heaton, Hopeless Peaches, and Lyle Convoy. This situation right here, what we were trying to go to Heaton Mitsuru about regarding the Koi Pond stuff and allegations that stemmed from Birdie.
Server to have like a mental health recovery server done by basically no professionals from what I heard, but it seems that even the server setup was all.
I remember we were invited because Jinx was friends with Spoctor, and Jinx was Spoctor's online sister. I don't remember who dubbed who that, right? But it was like a whole thing. We were friends with Jinx at the time. Jinx invited us to the server because, you know, like all of us had been victimized by DICE or whatever the fuck. We became admins or mods for like a day or two or something like that until they decided to actually put in some proper staff moderation. But I remember that thing was so fucking weird. They had like a ticket system, right? And the whole thing was about, like, recovering from DICE, and for some reason there were, like, a fuck ton of kids who claimed to be systems and stuff like that. I'm not saying that to fake claim or anything, I'm just saying they said that they had DID and stuff like that, right? They had a ticket system where they would verify you and ask you, you know, how do you think it formed? When did you realize you were a system? What traumas, you don't have to talk about it in detail, but, like, what traumas did you go through? Because they were trying to weed out things called endogenic systems. Endogenic, this is so gay, I don't know why I'm talking about this, right? But endogenic DID systems basically form without trauma or some shit like that, right? So they were trying to weed them out, figure out which ones were real and which ones weren't. It was just,
also not very well handled. I mean, they put Birdie on the fucking staff team. According to GoatCatto.
Oh my god, look, it's me, bruh. The fuck? Anyways. Since the server was a recovery server, what did they have in place to help people recover? And what type of vetting/verification process did they have to make sure the legitimate people were coming in? They had a ticket system to verify people and they didn't have anything to help. I'm gonna be so for real. The entire server was just public venting about their experiences and people giving advice. That genuinely was what it was. It was not a recovery server, which honestly, the whole idea of having a bunch of fucking minors who were groomed in a Discord server, coming to one specific Discord server to vent publicly in all the fucking vent chats where it's all like, advice and this and that and trauma dump and vent 1, vent 2, vent blah blah blah. It was just a big ass venting server. Obviously, you know, it helps their voices be heard. That's a good thing, but I feel like you shouldn't have a venting Discord server ever, especially if you're dealing with hundreds of fucking children. Because if I, hypothetically, let's say that I could be a pedophile predator or some shit, and I see that there's all these kids in this one specific Discord server, a lot of them have been groomed and manipulated, easy pickings. I can just go in there and be like, I was a victim of DICE too, do you want to be friends and connect? Then I could lie about my age and groom them. Shocking.
Whom I talked to about this entire thing, Spoctor's server had no vetting or verification process for age. None at all. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out how dangerous that is, especially in a place advertised for victims of abuse and grooming. Spoctor would also co-run the server with a user named Jinx, a former member of DICE who Spoctor had grown close with over the last few months. Strange considering Jinx had already abused their pet rabbit and had planned to kill it whilst in DICE. I understand they were in a cult, but Spoctor and Jinx's friendship was like on the level of found family.
Aww. Look, it's Sparkrizzle, it's Jinx, and it's Spoctor. Wow, I don't know who that is. Don't know who that is.
Family to most of the observers, and this is not the person you should trust for what.
Oh my god, this shit, bruh. That's me again. Ha 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 ha. Are you aware of the fact that Jinx killed their rabbit? Okay. The thing at the time, the rumor at the time was that they had killed their rabbit or some shit like that, okay? So we were concerned, and I went to Spoctor, and I was like, are you aware of this? Because, like, you've got this person as your admin, and apparently they killed their fucking rabbit or something. Are you aware that Jinx killed their rabbit? Who the fuck is this? Goat. Not here to argue. I just want to know if you're aware of the fact they killed their rabbit. Cool, sorry. Therapist says I shouldn't talk to you people. Bye. What? Spoctor, he ran from me. He ran from me. I think this was in 2022? Yeah, this is 2022, I believe.
Running a server like this. GoatCatto also mentioned that Spoctor and Jinx's only vetting system.
Aside from Birdie, there weren't huge figures in there that I could remember. I wasn't too active in there despite me having mod roll for a day or two. What I saw in there wasn't like inherently evil, but the verification process that they would do with systems was very odd. If I recall correctly, for a member joining claiming to have a system/DID, etc., they would have to make a ticket with the moderators and someone asked them how they realized they were a system when they realized, etc. Odd questions. I'm not sure if I remember the general age rating for the server, but I know that most victims of dice that joined koi pawns were usually young teens. In retrospect, probably not a good idea to have a huge server dedicated for victims of abuse/grooming, as some could join looking for those who are hurt in order to find more vulnerable and easy targets. Wow.
In the server wasn't for age, but for those claiming DID, or dissociative identity disorder. They were specifically looking for those who were claiming DID that hadn't originated from trauma. The reason I mention this is because it was around this time.
God, wait. Okay. We need to watch this video. It's actually so fucking funny. I'm sorry, okay? I'll finish it in a minute, but like, this shit is so funny. We're gonna look at Spoctor's DID video, okay? Just for a second. This is your man. Everybody took this shit so seriously. I thought this was supposed to be like an informational video, or oh my god, educational video regarding DID, not a fucking horror movie. Like, what's going on? Today, we're gonna be talking about DID. Don't take the pills! Don't take him! Those are the blue pills! They're the blue pills! Don't take them! Don't take those! Don't take those! Like, what is this? This is so goofy.
Do you remember being a child? Likely not.
I do, when you made a video on me.
Much of that era of my life is vaguely remembered. There are points of my life Wait, have I said this before?
Okay, alright. Not this fucking bit. I'm sorry. I forgot. Have I said this before? Hi, I'm Bunny. I'm Jax. Sorry. Have I said this before? I forgot what I was talking about. Who are you? Like, this is so corny.
Something I've always found interesting about dreams is how easy it is to forget what really happened.
Something I always found interesting about dreams is like how easy it is to forget that they happened.
On them. People can have some of the most
Why is he using weird core for DID? This is so 2020 coded. I love this.
Vivid dreams,
Fuck.
and yet never recall any.
Don't you wonder what's inside? What lies on the end of the hill? Nobody knows what goes down the road. Like, hello? Girl, your fat ass made a big ass thud. Better stop doing that shit.
Strong recollection of what really happened. It's kind of freaky when you think about it. Why do I not remember this vivid mental experience? Is it not important? Maybe our mind is just protecting us from tormenting ourselves with vivid nightmares in our past. I have woken up in cold sweats from dreams I cannot remember.
Dude, not the stock media. What is this shit? Honestly, listen, I know it's like not smart to get high on stream or whatever, but like this shit is so fucking boring.
I try so hard, but I can't. Maybe that's for the best. Why would I want to? It's not like it's the real world after all. A lot of my childhood feels like a vivid dream. I can recall a story in my life that I remember as if it were a dream. I was 4 years old. My birthday was tomorrow. It was around maybe 5 a.m. in the morning, and I just woke up before a majority of my family. I knew that there was a cake downstairs that was just full of sugar and
Dude, Cal, imagine if that actually was him. I know that it's probably just stock footage, right? But it'd be so funny if, like, he filmed himself having a panic attack in his bed in the raptor mask or something, being like, I woke up in cold sweat, not remembering anything that happened the day before, and he's just like, with a fucking hat on or some shit. Oh, hello?
My alter deku is C coming out. Dissy.
Dissy, fuck off. Did you see
I recollect walking around the upstairs in the house for a moment, and then time jumps to me reaching for that delicious cake on the countertop downstairs. Something happened. I don't recall what, but I know I got in trouble for it. And I know that we needed to have a new cake because of it. It's something I just really can't remember well. Just describing this event right now, I actually recollect walking down the staircase very vaguely. It was pretty dark, and the world around me...
It was pretty dark. It was nighttime, and I remember walking down the stairs as a small child. Yeah. It was pretty tough. Pretty scary. Like, what is this fucking dialogue? What am I supposed to be getting at? Oh, guys, did you know that people who have DID usually have, amnesia whenever they're splitting or, like, you know, disassociating? Oh my god, it's almost like it's in the fucking name. Dissociative identity disorder. Oh my god, it's almost like when you disassociate, you're not gonna remember shit. Did you know that, guys? I'm so fucking smart. I'm so fucking smart. Like, come on.
It had this tint of blue on it. Get this, I do remember now going back up the stairs as well to wake up my family full of dread. I knocked over the cake. I know I knocked over the cake. Why the fuck can I not actually, like...
Well, genuinely, what is this fucking video, though? I knocked over the cake. I know it got knocked over, but I don't remember knocking it over. What's happening? Am I a real person? Are you real? Like, fuck off.
Remember the act of doing it. Like, I remember the result of the cake falling over. I know we needed to get a new one. I remember verbally telling my family that I knocked it over. I remember the cake knocked over, but why the fuck don't I remember the actual act of it falling down? Why don't I remember actually knocking it over? The human mind is a very fascinating thing.
I knocked it over. I know I knocked it over. I just can't remember why I knocked it over or how I knocked it over, even though I knocked it over. Did I mention that I knocked it over and I know that I knocked it over, but I can't remember that I knocked it over? I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention that I knocked it over, but I can't remember how I knocked it over? Like,
very easily filter out memories. It manages to scatter events that it deems important. Sometimes the mind can even take care of itself. It can build these defense to things that would otherwise hurt to remember. I got a black eye one time as a 6-year-old. My eye was busted open and bleeding everywhere.
Okay, thanks for the trauma dump.
And fell onto the corner of a diving board. Yet the only reason I know this even happened is because 7 years later my family told me. Because they were the ones that took care of it. I was bewildered to even be told that this was something that had happened. This entire event...
I fell down as a child and I gave myself a black eye. I was bewildered to be told 7 years later that I didn't remember this and I fell down as a child. What is this?
My life was basically ripped out of my memory, gone, destroyed. Why? A defense mechanism? Yet I've always hated running around pools. It was just some distinct desire that I had to avoid, running around pools. I subconsciously just stopped doing it, despite never even remembering the event that made me want to stop in the first place. Now I'm an adult. I remember things vividly and clearly. Oftentimes, the events in my life I forget are usually minuscule and unimportant.
Spoctor's mind when he's trying to remember minors on his hard drive. I could have sworn I had, oh my god, Swarm, hello? Dude, I need to like die, bro. There's something wrong with me. I could have sworn that I had CP on my hard drive. I know I did, but I think I deleted it. I think I did. Yeah, I deleted it. I don't know how. Maybe I smashed it, or maybe I flushed it down a toilet. I was 18 and they were like 15 years old when I kept receiving nudes from them. And I talked to Ponder about how, you know, that was probably an issue, but we both decided to be hush-hush about it. Or at least I think that happened, like...
But I'd remember getting a brutal black eye at the age of 21. I'd remember dropping a birthday cake on the floor at the age of 21. I'd remember being brutally punished for my mistakes at the age of 21. I would remember all of that. It's almost like this section of my childhood was like a different person or some other identity that I had. Or maybe I didn't have one at all. These memories just ended up fading into nothingness and went away.
I'm gonna make this epic, badass, emotional documentary about TIT, and I'm gonna use a fucking stock photo.
way when I turned 10 and formed a
I don't know who
central
I
identity, I
am.
guess. The childhood brain is scattered. It's so hard to recall the huge events of my life. I don't even remember moving out of my first home. Hell, I don't even remember moving out of my second one either. I'm just here in my current home. I know I'm supposed to be here. I know there were events that led up to this point, but here I am. And that concept brings us to such an intensely powerful perspective on today's video. This concept of amnesia barriers.
Dude.
Dissociative identity disorder, according to Google, is a
According to Google, this is what dissociative identity disorder is. I don't think I'll be looking at any papers or any research, but this is what Google says. Fuck.
disorder characterized by the presence of 2 or more distinct personality states. Dissociative identity disorder, previously called multiple personality disorder, is usually a reaction to trauma as a way to help the person avoid bad memories. Dissociative identity disorder is characterized by the presence of 2 or more distinct personality identity. Each may have a unique name, personal history, and characteristic. Treatment is usually talk therapy. Dissociative identity disorder.
All right, thanks for the Google definition. Are you just going to move on from that? Or are you going to expand on that point? Go into oh, this is how it affects people in other different ways. No, hey, here's one whole segment to a fucking Google definition, a screenshot of it, and then it fading to black. On to the next part. Fuck me, dude.
Is a very commonly faked disorder, either intentionally or unintentionally. There are groups of people in very specific communities who use it as either coping mechanisms, roleplay, or as—
Oh, no. I know exactly what this is going to be. He's going to start shitting on the 2020, system, DSMP kids who are hi, guys. I'm George Not Found. I'm gay for the other alter in my head. His name is Dream. I remember that shit, bro. Hi, I'm Bunny. Hey guys, it's Jasper. Those people. Listen, okay? I know that people were faking it. It's really funny. The fakers are funny as fuck. The people who actually suffer from it, that's cool. Not making fun of you. But I'm talking about these little 12-year-olds who are I have Tubbo in my brain. And also, I have a sat nap. Sometimes when I can't sleep at night, I have my waifus and my boyfriends in my brain sing me a lullaby so I can sweet. Fuck off.
this simple explanation for certain events in their life. The reason why this disorder deserves proper publicity is because of the large amount of
Hello there. I'm Malachi. What's up?
information circling around the modern dissociative identity community. Many people are live-action role-playing as popular and famous people on the internet, doing these anti-recovery role-plays like source calls and—
What the fuck is going on? What is this? What? Hello?
the modern dissociative identity community. Many people are live-action role-playing as popular and famous people on the internet,
I convinced Eddie to agree to be co-host because they said so.
doing these anti-recovery roleplays like source calls and yada yada. Incredible amount of misinformation circling around this community is outstanding. Many young people are latching onto
You know what? Now that I think about it, why is he doing his DID research in fucking Ponytown? What are you doing? Hey, I'm here with Word on the Street. Word on the Street says that you have DID. What the fuck is that about? What is this? Why are you walking around random ass kids online being so why are you a system?
ID as a way to express themselves without having done any fucking research on it. It's common for people in this community to pressure their friends into identifying.
On your video about this, on your vid about the second I remember where I thought I was one and someone who had it told me I did embarrassing times. What? Okay. I like to think that I learned my lesson with that and feel weird with people just casually saying it. A considerably large amount of people who claim to have it and are self-proclaimed experts, and it spreads. It feels a bit concerning and disrespectful to those who have gone through it and are diagnosed
as a system, or to pressure them into splitting certain types of alters or personality states, claiming that
I don't know why he's using Animal Jam music. It's progressively getting louder too. I feel like I'm going into psychosis watching this fucking video, dude.
you can be pregnant in your mind? There's a small handful of people that treat DID like a fad, when it should absolutely be nothing but. The first question one may have is, well, how real is this disorder? And let me be one of the first to tell you that this disorder is very, very real.
Let me just say, this is the realest disorder I've ever seen, alright? I am a psychologist, I'm a professional, I'm Spoctor theory. I actually did my research out on the field by asking people on Ponytown stuff about their systems, you know, where little 12-year-olds like to LARP and pretend that they're certain people when they're not. I didn't look into any, like, you know, research papers or anything. I went out there and I got the facts, the source material myself. Like, I'm an expert. Fuck off.
To somewhat YouTube TikTok compilations might say about it labeling, you know, a lot of the renditions of this disorder as, quote, fake. It's just a very generalized and short-sighted viewpoint of the disorder. These TikToks do not at all perfectly represent what this disorder is and what it's about, and that's one viewpoint of the disorder. These TikToks do
split so many Minecraft and MCYT related alters. Okay.
not at all perfectly represent what this disorder.
Yo, just a reminder, please don't interact with our C quackity cake. What the fuck is that? Unless you are C Charlie Slimesicle fictive / sirs. He isn't the nicest, but he is nice to any Charlie fictive and is usually alright with Wilbur, Snapnap, Carl, and George fictives. Just your reminder. What the fuck am I reading?
Disorder is and what it's about. And that's one of the slight issues behind these TikToks that are placed within these compilations. There's a lot of questions you might ask in regards to the people in these TikTok videos and their mental health. One of these questions being a question of integrity, and then another question being a question of respect towards a disorder.
Allows the disassociation to happen. Do you remember that one TikTok video where it was this bitch being all like, sorry, my ADHD kicked in, and they're just like, what the fuck is this shit? Why do people post videos like this on the internet? Like, I understand, you know, like, disorder awareness and stuff like that. That's fine. That's fine for, like, the people who actually, like, suffer from that. That's fine. But, like, the weird shit that people do where they, like, role play their shit, they're like, suddenly splits. Like, it's so odd.
That is very, very detrimental. A lot of the times when you hang around people enough, you start to reflect their personality. And that is the same with people with DID. Sometimes you'll hang around people that you know very well and start to basically introject their personality. Well, sometimes this can cause splits in personality, but usually it's only triggered via trauma. Introjects are most commonly things in
Oh, that is fucking terrifying. Dude, why does he have to use the weirdest images for this video? He's got weird core, then he's got like images of two people looking a different way, and then you've just got like one little tumor of a face forming in the gap of their necks. It's just
your childhood that were close with
you. Did he think that this shit would
look
tough? It just
pets,
it just
friends,
looks goofy.
Abusers, unfortunately, being the most common. It is very common for people to interject people that they know. When something traumatic happens to them, they start to take the personality traits of the people that were around them at the time. Whatever they take with them is something they feel like will protect them later down the line. This is why people who are traumatized by other people around them start reflecting.
Can you do a Deku impression?
Thank you for the 5. Wait, hold on. How do I do this? Should I do like a little role play with myself? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Bakugo ASMR roleplay. Hold on. What the fuck is that? Baku period blood poster? Okay. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I will be paying. You should donate to this person's Patreon, by the way. Why are his tits so fucking big, bro?
Oi, second in command. Get over here.
Hey.
Cut the cutesy, gushy nonsense. Emergency meeting. Clear your schedule.
Okay. Understood, sir.
Need to put away your gifts. Drop it and get in here.
Okay. I can't. I'm not doing this anymore. Fuck you. Anyways.
The identity of their abusers. It's not a good thing, but it just ends up happening. But it's always common to interject people that you know. It's very uncommon to interject people that you don't know. It's incredibly rare, which is why it's really suspicious when a lot of dissociative identity communities start mass interjecting Technoblade after his passing. Like, interjection's a super personal thing Those you don't know, you likely
Dude,
will
once
not
again with the
interject.
stock
You could still
media.
interject, a character, but it's very unlikely. The mass amount of Technoblade alters we're seeing is just really weird. The thing about when you interject somebody is that they're not who their original source is, and it should never be treated that way. It just comes off as delusional and disrespectful and borderline impersonation in the case of interjecting
My name is
celebrities. This
Tubbo!
explains that phenomenon on TikTok when people pretend or, act like their dream and their alter brain, because sometimes they interject them. Is it real? Are the people faking it? We don't fucking know. But it's always really...
We live in a society where goat role play is canon.
Yeah, thank you for the $2, man. Fuck.
interesting to look at, because it's such a rare thing to happen, and we're seeing it everywhere.
Boy, that was terrible. Dat Bayo.
Date Bayo! I'm sorry, okay? I tried my best. But I feel like I'll never be good enough for you, Kalaravetla. Nothing I ever do, because you're just a baka. I should just kill myself on camera. Nobody would ever care. Oi! Oi vey!
3, 2, 1, go!
What the? Okay, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Hello? Okay. Alright, I think I got distracted with, like, the Deku roleplay. What the fuck is this?
Or, act like their dream
What is
and their
this
alter
video?
brain, because sometimes they interject them. Is it real? Are the people faking it? We don't fucking know. But it's always really interesting to look at, because it's such a rare thing to happen, and we're seeing it everywhere.
3, 2, 1, go!
Corpse husband!
So, riddle me this. If the idea and other dissociative disorders are a result of trauma...
Hold on. I'm gonna try something, okay? Hold on. I can't do it. How do you even, like, begin to sound like corpse husband? Hold on. I can't. Should I, like, inhale or exhale? Fucking... I can't do it, bro. Just be like... whatever.
I really am curious what trauma Corpse Husband, or Wilbur Suit, and...
His song? What's that one?
Angel Dust have. Because genuinely, if splits are a result of trauma, and the personalities that derive from them typically reflect a source of how and when that...
Yeah, choke me. Hold on. Hold on.
Choke me like you hate me, but you love me, Luke. You wanna date me when you fuck me. To the lights down.
Okay.
That trauma occurred. How did you split into Angel Dust? How did you split into Wilbur Suit? How would somebody split into Corpse Husband? And also, why tell the entire online world and expect people to just be content with it? Usually you don't split something you're not familiar with. Like your favorite Dream SMP YouTuber, you don't know them personally. It's very, very uncommon to split into
What
something
the
like
fuck
that.
is that?
It's
Oh,
very
that's a guitar. Dude, I'm so fucked up. I'm sorry. That guitar looked too, like, fleshy. I thought he was holding, like, a chicken or some shit. I don't know how to word, like, what the fuck I just saw. I wasn't, like, paying attention. But it looks like, okay, so this is the body, this is the torso, right? And then there's, like, the neck and a fleshy head. And because I don't know what the fuck... Because it's all pixelated, I thought it was, like, flesh.
Concerning when we see 1,000 different people that split into them. Do not...
What the fuck is this?
Not interact if you're blank, blank, blank. Do not interact if you're mentally stable. What? I mean, I guess if you want to have your own bubble in your own echo chamber. I mean, overall, it's a pretty bad idea to cut out people who fall into
Okay, I'm bored. I don't want to watch... Actually, yes, I do. Sorry. I'm getting a little...
a specific group. That's the fastest way to have a very limited worldview and keep yourself from basically exploring the potential of the world and the people around you. It's very, very unhealthy. When typing/talking is hard for Oliver. Arf. Cool. Bark. Good. Bark. Bad. Bark. Confuse. Bark. Yes. Bark. This is...
Fucking... Okay. Listen. Listen. It would be cool if he made a video on the disorder doing actual research instead of just being like, ha, look at these cringe guys, right? This is so fucking weird. Maybe talk about, like, the more serious shit revolving the subject instead of being like, ha, look at this little 12-year-old. He's like, my name is Oliver, or some shit like that. Like, come on.
Kind of extreme, don't you think?
There's plenty of like interviews with systems, right, out there, documentaries even, with people who have like DID, right, where they talk about their experiences, what happened in their childhood and shit like that. Are we gonna bother to go look at that? No. Look at this fucking cringy 14-year-old dude. Oh, like fuck.
South Park victims. Damn. The entirety of South Park? Holy shit. I am a minor, but is it normal for a me, 15, not bodily, to be attracted to 9-year-olds? Not bodily. So...
What the fuck is this video? Hello? The Animals Kingdom. What are they, a fucking zoophile? What is that? Is that a dog whistle up there? Is that a dog whistle?
Oh, you're not 15. You know, the age is different in your brain, but you're not bodily... No, that's just pedophilia. Just because an alter is like 2 years old does not fucking mean you will act like a 2-year-old.
Okay, I'm bored again. I don't want to watch this. We're gonna go back to Toastify's video because, yeah.
That Spoctor had made a video about DID, but like the
As we just saw, it was shit,
Spoctor's video ended up being a mess. As you watch it, you realize the opinion in the video was formed more from screenshots and TikTok videos than actual research and academic papers. His best source through the video was Google, which again seems pretty insane for an in-depth video about a mental disorder, one that's been controversial amongst academics. But Spoctor seemed to be treating himself as an actual reputable person with this. At one point he compares being drunk to DID, which even I, with my limited knowledge, found very outlandish. He wasn't talking about alcohol.
Is he fucking stupid? Like, deadass. I've been drunk on my ass. I don't think that would ever compare to what disassociation feels like. Because I deal with that shit on my own, right? Like, I have a little bit of dissociative issues, whatever the fuck, right? Doesn't feel like being drunk. It's like you'll say something or do something, and then you walk somewhere else, and then you don't remember how you got there. You don't remember what you said. You don't remember how you acted. You don't remember, like, why you're even walking around in general. It's just kind of like waking up, and you're like, huh? It's not like, oh my god, I literally, I drank so much fucking alcohol, bro. I'm like fucked up. Like, what? Nowhere near the same thing.
Alcoholism or something like that, just the state of being drunk. Additionally, his video also bounced in tone a lot. It felt like another funny hoo-ha internet cringe video wearing the superficial skin of a deep, considerate analysis on mental health. There are endless criticisms of this video, and if you're interested, you can hear people who actually have DID talk about it in more depth than I could ever provide. After some backlash, Spoctor would take down the DID video and post to his community tab apologizing. But by now, his blatant mishandling of mental health and recurring dishonesty had become somewhat of a pattern.
After a large number of discussions with people within the community, it's clear to me I jumped the gun on a topic I likely should have kept my paws away from. Yeah, no shit, dude. You're dumb.
No. The backlash from this and all the videos being made on him at the time was what broke the lizard's back. Spoctor soon posted a final video and announced he was stepping away from commentary. But there was no apology or change. His quitting video was mostly responding to other smaller creators who had made videos on him. And in a call with Hopeless Peaches and Lyle Convoy, friend of Peaches and at the time pedophile hunter extraordinaire, Spoctor would be questioned on his various mistakes and seemed to brush them off or double down.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Okay, have you turned your voice meter off?
No.
I think you need to.
Nah, I'm good.
You think this is funny?
Dude! Listen, alright? Alright, listen, okay? Spoctor did a very bad, dirty thing, right? But at the same time, this call, I kinda like it. I'm not gonna lie.
No, why?
Because I don't care.
Oh shit, I like screamed way too loud. I'm so sorry. I forgot that my neighbors can hear me. My bad. Anyways. Why aren't you taking this seriously? Because I don't care. Have you ever like considered that? Just saying, like.
You don't care. Do you know what we're here to talk about?
No, not really.
You don't care.
I have really nothing to lose. I've done nothing wrong. I have made a few mistakes, and I'm not going to be put through the ringer for it.
Sure.
You guys are literally about to make a whole ass video on some, like, superstitious shit that doesn't matter.
Dude, Lyle sounds like Mrao whenever he's streaming, bro. Like, Mrao will sit there, and when he doesn't know what to say, sometimes he'll just repeat. No hate, right? I find it funny. I do the same thing. I feel like everybody does the same thing, but, like, it's so fucking funny. Like, the person in the video will be talking, right? And then Mrao will just fucking say the last thing that they said. Just Lyle's like, huh, superstitious, huh, suspicious, yeah, you're not taking it seriously, no, okay.
It doesn't matter.
Who's you guys and what
I
video?
don't care anymore.
So if you're coming in here just to be flippant and be sarcastic, I mean, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. We're not here to drill you specifically about your DID video. We're here to talk to you about some of your content.
Okay.
So what's the purpose of all these shenanigans exactly?
Let me just put it this way. You're talking to someone who has nothing to lose. I've stopped caring about YouTube. I've heard a lot of terrible things about you guys.
Dude, I can imagine his ugly ass face being like, so I don't really give a fuck about either of you. I've got nothing to lose. I'm practically a god, and you're just a pathetic little worm, all right? 18,000 subscriber account, Lyle Convoy. I'll crush you beneath my boots. Well, he has like those red ass lips, like that fucking crust on his eyes and his mouth. His name is Colin, right? And he's a ginger, worst of all. Like, he's so fucked up. You can't take this man seriously at all. And he's a goddamn scaly. I'm literally a god, and, like, you mean nothing to me. It's so fucking gay.
As from other creators, and I quite literally don't want to deal with your bullshit. How about that?
What BS have you heard?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it does. Because if your friends are sitting there crying about things that you have no real evidence for, I think that's kind of silly, don't you?
Evidence? I'm not outing you. I'm not outing you.
You don't have to out somebody when you make a claim. What have you heard?
Yes, Peachy. He's ginger. Listen, if the CP wasn't bad enough, he's a ginger. Think about that.
I mean, it's sort of based on what I've heard, what I've seen, and...
I don't know. He looks like a ginger to me, okay? I'd like to think that he's a ginger.
Let's hear it.
Well,
His name's fucking Colin, so...
Treated by whom?
Really in the mood to...
Treated by whom? Because this is the first time I spoke.
Daddy's not really in the mood to dibble-dabble in your gay little soy drama. I have a bottle of rose champagne calling my name and a flash drive full of child porn on my kitchen table. You know, it's time I get around to doing something with that, don't you think?
Spoken to you.
It's not the first time I've seen you in my comments.
I'm sure it's not, but this is the first time I've spoken to you. So what have I said to you? How have I mistreated you?
I don't know why my stream is cutting out. I'm sorry.
Yes, directly. This time first I've spoken to you. So what have I said to you that you think is so abhorrent?
I mean, I could pull up the comment, but I really don't care.
No, you do care. Otherwise, you wouldn't be stalking like this. What did you...
Guys, I think he literally doesn't care. He's like, what are we not taking any of it seriously? Whatever. But I think, what do we, Wild Convoy, what do we think that he does actually care? Because he's wasting his time of day by engaging in this call. What do we?
What did I say that you find so egregious?
You guys have a great day. I don't care.
I'd rather be honest and say, oh, I didn't care, or oh, well, I'm friends with them, or any
really
other...
want me to be honest?
I would much rather you be honest, because that's why I'm asking
I mean,
you.
I guess like I said in the last call, I do have nothing to lose. It's a combination of like, oh, it's like not really super directly related to my life, and also I know Creepshow a little bit better than I knew you at the time, so I would take a buddy's word over yours.
Would you take a friend's word over literal proof?
If they're a friend, I like to hold their value, the value of their words somewhat high. It's just kind of how I operate.
After this, he would apologize and log off indefinitely.
Boo!
In the aftermath of
I wanted
Spoctor
to see her
leaving,
talk
opinion
more.
on him was still split. Some people felt he was level-headed for how he stepped away, others thought he deserved to leave. I feel drawn towards the latter. Spoctor put up a facade of genuine intentions, but he was very obviously biased. A lot of the points he made were just to appeal to the crowd or to those he was working with. It wasn't fair coverage, and he positioned himself as an expert despite clearly not knowing a lot. Even his Creepshow art video basically shows him just confidently LARPing as a lawyer. Spoctor's career shift wasn't maturing, it was skinwalking. Left untouched, his channel would fade into the background for the next few months, but no one imagined that he'd be gone for long. Sometime along the line, he'd probably pick things back up, maybe if it was just for fun. He'd destroyed his reputation, not his life.
He's not even hot. I don't know how he got played, bro. Like, shit.
Back in 2019, new allegations had been made against Spoctor. They never got
What is the parental advisory thing doing in the corner? That's so stupid. New pedophilia accusations, guys.
far, only from a girl claiming to be a former associate of Spoctor known as Shy Gal. She had contacted a small commentary YouTuber named Manis, who made a video documenting her claims. Shy Gal claimed that she had discovered that Spoctor, who was 17 at the time, had been sexually interacting with a 14-year-old fangirl of his named Spooder, and that they went way back to when Spoctor was 16 and Spooder was 13. Shy Gal claimed Spoctor and Spooder's relationship continued past Spoctor turning 18, only ending when Spooder had a mental breakdown. Shy Gal also claimed that Spoctor possessed a flash drive containing
Also, it says that, according to Shy Gal, or whatever the fuck, it says that Spoctor was actually, what was it? It was 12 and 16, so he was 16 talking to a 12-year-old before she was 13? What?
explicit pictures of Spooder from as far back as her being 13. In a screenshot of a message between the two in September 2019, Spoctor claimed to have crushed and snapped this flash drive before flushing it down the toilet. But surely this couldn't be true. I mean, Spoctor had been cleared last time. Well, that's how those who initially saw this video took it as. Despite the far more incriminating screenshots along with context, there was not enough proof that the girl was actually the age that Shy Gal had claimed. So Manis' video was overlooked, bombarded with dislikes, and forgotten by the community. But unknown to Manis, Spoctor was watching and panicking. In January 2020, Spoctor joined a call with the names Junkie and Faghost, made as a result of Manis' video. Inside said call, he admitted to a sexual relationship he had with Spooder that began when she was only 13 years old. Spoctor then confirmed that for some time after he had turned 18, he had the flash drive containing Spooder's nudes on his desk. Keep in mind, at this time, he was still 18 years old.
Here's the whole thing too, right? Why even save that shit? Like, if you want to jerk off, just fucking look at porn. Like, who cares, bro? You don't need to be Why are you eating paper towels? What is wrong with you, Pippi? Hold on. Anyways, TLDR, if you're horny, just go jerk off. Don't save nudes of people. I personally see that as kind of iffy and strange and odd. Much less keeping it on a goddamn flash drive. Like, what are you gonna do? Take it with you when you go to the beach or something? You know, you take your laptop to go watch movies. No, you actually are taking your laptop with you with that fucking flash drive to watch porn of you and your underage partner. Like, what?
Flash drive had only been destroyed a few months ago.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. What the fuck are you guys What are you getting at here?
Something that's bothering me. You've known
the fact that you have CP on your device kind of triggers me, man.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, and like very early on, we all first started talking to Spooder when she was like 12.
12, 13, yeah.
12, 13.
Yes. Oh, I see what this is about. Okay.
Yes, I want to know like the full story. Basically.
You want to know the full... Is that all this is about?
Because that's it.
I really don't want this getting out because it's just a bunch of, like, shit that I want to move past because it's...
I know.
Guys, you guys are, like, my best friends, man. Like, don't tell the public that I have CP on my flash drive. I just want to move on from this shit, man. It was a dark time for me, okay? It's not even that big of a deal. Trust me, all right? I just need to get this off my chest, okay? Is my secret, like, safe with you guys? Like, you're not gonna go around the block telling everybody about it, right? Okay, right? We're homies, right? There's nothing wrong with telling you guys that I have fucking CP on a flash drive, right? You're gonna keep that a secret, right?
And I want to be able to move past it. That's all this is. Because you guys
I just want to move on.
Stupid fucking idiot. And I do horny shit.
Yes.
But I'm not a fucking pedo. And I know I'm not a pedo. Yeah, I was like 16. She was 13. It's only a 3-year age gap. Her and I, very close friends. Naturally, how I acted back then, there's this fling that started, you know? Like, obviously, since I was 16 and it ended when I was 17. Did it get graphic?
Yes.
But you met them when they were like 12, bruh. The fuck?
Admittingly, yeah, but you know, it's all gone. I don't want it anymore. I don't want to associate with it anymore. It's disgusting. Even I look back on it, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happened a few
after I
years
turned
ago.
18, I was
You know,
I had the drive. It was like sitting on my counter, and I looked at it, and I was like, why do I still fucking have this? Because it was not too long after her and I were stopped talking.
You guys aren't in a fling anymore, and
No, we're just on good terms because it's better to be on good terms with someone that hated you. Besides,
and also the whole thing, him stating that, oh, it's better to be on good terms with somebody who hated you. Okay, well, when you had it after y'all, you know, split up or whatever the hell, they hated you. Why did you still hold on to that? In fact, when did you actually make that flash drive? Is that a blackmail sort of thing, potentially? Or,
as I get older,
Curious.
I start looking back on it, and I'm like, I look at my sister, and I'm like, she's 15, and I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with me?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My sister is her age, and I'm just like, I just want to be able to forget about it.
If it was just between you guys when you were like 3 years
Minors.
apart, minors.
Yes.
As long as like that video that Manus made doesn't go out even further and no one says anything, because I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna do anything. I looked at it and I'm like, whatever. I'm done with this.
When I was a minor, I had a lot of flings with other minors. I mean, but I'm 18. I'm strictly 18 plus. Okay. Literally, it's destroyed. I fucking crushed it. I wiped it. I formatted it and crushed it.
why did you have it to begin with?
Can you take a picture of it and show us that you did crush it?
I flushed it down, dude. This was.
Literally,
do you know this was
yeah.
ages ago, right?
This was like.
This was ages ago.
Yeah.
This was like the beginning of 2019.
Pretty much.
All right then.
I don't know.
Besides, even if you ask for pictures, what would I do? I could just take another buy a flash drive and crush it and say, "Oh, here's your proof."
Here's your proof, basically.
Yeah.
You could also just lie about getting rid of it, because you know what? He's only talking. He probably only got rid of it because people called him out for it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I didn't check the dates. I'm not a source for that, right? But I don't know. I just found this whole thing rather odd, and it'd be really convenient for him to lie about all of this. So.
Yeah.
In this call and throughout various other conversations, Spoctor has directly lied multiple times.
Okay, never mind. Fuck me.
And to this day,
Okay.
these lies have created excuses for him to be forgiven. The main claim that he says in the call and repeats to Shy Gal and a video archivist named Nice Stories is that he and Spooder were just friends. Any sexual interactions he had with her were long ago, and what was shown here was the last of it when he was still 17, not yet an adult. These are all blatant lies. In Manus's video, he shows a number of flirty and sexual DMs between Spoctor and Spooder. The date on them is seen as after Spoctor would have turned 18. Spooder would have still been 14. Not only
18-year-old and a 14-year-old sexting. How lovely.
that, but conversations leaked on Kiwi Farms just before Manus's video showed that Spooder said after Spoctor turned 18, he was still on calls with her and reminiscing on their relationship together. But hey, Manus, Kiwi Farms, you might be thinking that these are all unreliable places and claims. So how about a confession from the man himself? In DMs with Pondus Rocket, all
Spoctor says, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to get over this period in my life right now. It was 0709 2019. How long ago did you guys share pictures? I'm 18. I gotta grow the fuck up. How long ago? Just after I turned 18 was the last time. So you sent pics after you turned 18? Mollusk is Ponder Sprocket, mind you. Spoctor says no. I was kind of hesitant in that, but she sent something.
the way back in mid-2019, Spoctor confirmed that he'd received nudes from Spooder whilst he was 18. How long ago did you guys share pictures? Just after I turned 18 was the last time.
Did you ask her to send something? Stupid me. I, as the 18-year-old, asked a 14-year-old to send me nudes. Yeah, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. I know, but I'm not doing that ever again. I'm Ponder Sprocket, and I'm not gonna say anything about this. I'm just gonna let him back into my community.
So you sent pictures after you turned 18? No, I was kinda hesitant.
What is it with Okay, alright. I'm not trying to be picky here, but what is it with Ponder's history of, like, ignoring red flags when it comes to age gaps? She sees that 12-year-old Sashley is being groomed by Jaylee, and Jaylee is 17 years old, telling her to keep a secret and not to tell anybody about their horny talks because Sashley almost leaked that to a group chat and Jaylee almost got in trouble. Ponder says, oh, they're just friends, they're just flirting, they put up a boundary, it's fine. There's no grooming. Then we have the Spoctor situation. Hi, my name is Spoctor Tech. Haha, I received child porn after I turned 18 from a 14-year-old. Yeah, I'm Ponder Sprocket. I think that might be a bit of an issue. But anyways, after you talk with Truly and stuff like that, and Truly tries to convince me to let you back into my community despite, you know, admitting this to me and stuff like that, and me being fully in the know about you having CP and shit like that and having received it, blah, 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 I'm gonna go ahead and let you back into those spheres. Like, like, fuck this.
And that, but
What
she
is
said
going on,
something.
bruh?
This immediately dispels the major defense that people have made for Spoctor, that he was still a minor at the time and still naive. He absolutely knew it was wrong, and his lies to cover it up are evident. Hell, even in the DMs with the nice stories, he tells them that the flash drive never had any illegal material on it. That's another lie, and I don't think I need to explain to you why what he did was wrong. It's a given. So, to clear up any confusion, Spoctor started dating a 13-year-old when he was 16. Their relationship continued up until Spoctor was 18 and the girl was 14. She was mentally ill, socially isolated, and the only reason Spoctor broke up with her is because she had a mental breakdown.
She's very mentally unstable. He's saying this shit to Ponder. All her old friends can tell you stories. Her exes hate her. Her old friends hate her. Okay, I got the screenshots. Ponder Sprocket says, what the heck is with all these crazy 14/15-year-olds? I don't know what the fuck's up with oh my god. Hello? The fuck's up with Spoctor having CP after being 18. Ooh, what's up with that?
Yet he still kept in contact with her. After he turned 18, he continued to sexually DM her and receive explicit pictures from her, and kept explicit pictures from when she was 13. Spoctor has directly lied about the nature of this entire situation to other people. Spoctor's admission call stayed hidden for years until April 2023. Fegos, the recorder, shared the recording out of guilt to the YouTuber Lyle Convoy. He would soon release a video titled The Darkness Behind the User Spoctor Tech, including this call. The reveal didn't contain all the information we've seen here, but enough to condemn Spoctor. The flash drive alone implicates him, and it definitely hit hard at the community and Spoctor's audience. He was the guy who, for them, had beat the allegations. His previous situation was treated as a gold standard of sorts. Little did they know, Spoctor hadn't learned from his close brush with death, and was still the sick freak they once believed him to be.
I mean, he probably thought that he could get away with it again because it's like, oh, well, these other people like came at me with these false allegations, and since everybody sees that as like a golden moment for the art commentary community and something to learn from, if anybody new, you know, comes out saying, hey, he's like 18 and he has pictures of me from when I was like 13 on his devices, I can just say, oh, it's another one of Pentagrin and Story's little goons trying to take me down. Oh my god, guys, this person's a liar, blah, 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 blah. And because people are going to be so quick to defend him because they were so quick to antagonize and harass him originally, because of that guilt, they're not going to think twice about doing it. They're just going to be like, oh, you're trying to victim blame him, you're just shunning him, and like, ugh.
Spoctor soon made a public statement about the situation, in which he made a number of direct comparisons to what had happened in 2018. This isn't my
Yep, here we go. I cannot believe you are doing this to me again. Yep, exactly. All of you are doing it again. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to defend myself again from things I couldn't in 2018. Spoctor is not a monster. Spoctor is not a pedo. You all have none of the information right. None of it. You're making me relive days I wish I never had to. It was a complicated and horrible dark... Why do they always say this shit, bro? It was a dark, point in my life, you know? Like, I was in the trenches, man. Like, you wouldn't understand. But anyways, it was a complicated and horrible dark point in my life between me and Spooter as minors. Lio and Peaches are just as bad as Pentagrin and Stories. They're taking a situation they don't understand and throwing so many falsities into it, thinking they're right. I am not what they say I am. My quote-unquote sister I talked about in that Discord call 3 years ago, I was referring to my actual biological sister. I don't know why this matters. My adopted sister you people keep talking about was just a close friend, that was Jinx, that I talked to. She and I were nothing more than friends. She just started calling me that after I left YouTube for some reason. She and I cut contact months ago. We don't talk anymore. She knew me well, but she isn't family. fuck.
Interpretation, he directly says Lio and Peaches were just as bad as Pentagon and Stories. He also talked about how people didn't understand the situation and noted that he and Spooder had grown past everything. She was now stunned at anyone attacking Spoctor. Spoctor also notes that he and Spooder had both been groomed when Spoctor was 16. He ends up acknowledging that the age gap was extreme, but he was young, didn't know any better, and it wasn't easy for him to tell right from wrong. Spoctor would sign off with a foreboding warning to young influencers, and soon after deleted his channel. His statement was not well received at all, and there are good reasons for that. The premier point was the comparisons to Stories and Pentagon that was so dishonest when you look at the two situations side by side. Stories and Pentagon had been planning out an expose against Spoctor for months. Lio shows proof that he only received the information a few days before he made his video. Stories and Pentagon conspired to intentionally obscure Stories' age to make Spoctor look worse. Lio showed a video where Spoctor, of his own volition, admitted to everything and was cracking jokes about it. There are very little similarities here, apart from Spoctor being accused.
I think people brought up the sister thing because they tried to speculate that Spoctor was grooming Jinx or something. I don't really know.
Accused of inappropriate behavior. It feels very much like a desperate callback to the time he was innocent. Also, the screenshots he provided show a very different reaction that Spooder has. In the community tab, she's painted out as mortified and bewildered, but here she just says she doesn't really care. Even in these DMs, he doesn't really give her that much information about it all. His other major point states that he was groomed around the same time as Spooder when he was 16. This seems unlikely, especially considering his propensity to lie. But presuming that it did happen, that doesn't excuse him. In fact, it only adds to the fact that a lot of groomers and predators begin as victims of those same crimes. And Spoctor's statement said a lot, but at the end of the day, the allegations were all true. It's very clear that he shouldn't have been around minors with a record like that, especially if he stated that he didn't know how to tell right from wrong. Again, I want to stress that not only did Spoctor run a Discord server of recovering minors from a cult, but he got incredibly close with one of them whilst working on videos. After Spoctor left YouTube, he rebranded his Discord account and was found again on Twitter under the name of SphinxTech, still going.
Oh my god, of course, yeah. Hi guys, don't ask me about my flash drive, guys.
Going to conventions. There are also videos of him wearing masks for puppy play, which I believe is linked to sexual interests like BDSM. Spoctor's bio still describes him as a software engineer and former influencer. His account still exists to this day, and you can find it, but it's active.
Listen, have your kinks and whatnot, right? But puppy play is some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen, like, in my life. Arf! 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 I'm gonna shit in a box or something and drink out of a bowl. Huh? Treat me like I'm a little puppy. Like, you gotta be mentally ill, man. Like, fuck.
Activity has been very here and there. The last tweet was on April 2nd, 2024, but the last retweet was of a post from.
Listen, I admire the craft, right? Stuff like this takes a lot of dedication, but it's also really fucking funny. Cause like, why is this dude so buff? He's got like a Fennec Fox hat on or something. Furries are so interesting. Not trying to be derogatory. I draw them, bro. Like, no hate. It's just like, sometimes they're funny.
The month before this video's gone out. Wouldn't be surprised if he's still keeping an eye on things. His story was a lot. You can say that it was avoidable, incredible, fraudulent. But above all else, what I found was a recurring theme of false narratives and failure of expectations from everyone. From the beginning, people like Pentagon and Stories presented their experience as something it wasn't. Their true intentions were revealed to be malicious. On the other end, there was Spoctor. We first saw him as a sardonic prick making fun of kids, only for his embarrassing private messages to be put on blast everywhere. His voice itself began disguised and manipulated. Then he switched to showing himself more as a considerate person, understanding yet neutral and fair. That also turned out to be a complete front, with the bias getting heavier. And even to the bitter end, he tried to present his degeneracy as if it was something it wasn't. Perhaps too
guys, I'm
fitting
being
for someone
slandered.
who
You
made
guys are
content
just like
through the
hurting me
character
again.
of a
Fuck you
lizard.
guys.
With Spoctor, the truth seems to have been far too often camouflaged.
I know I had
hidden in
CP on my
plain
hard
sight.
drive, but you guys
Yet
are like
the
Stories
theme
and
of false
Pentagram.
narratives doesn't even end here. It's been a long while to get to where we are. We've covered over 6 years of history so far. But what began as a surface level look into Spoctor's career has led into finding a cover-up regarding Spoctor's relationship with a minor.
Winter's
Turns out
coming.
that several large creators in the ACC turned a blind eye to what happened, and in some instances, enabled and advised him. And in part 2 of this video, we will be discussing these leaks in detail. And
Ponder Sprocket is fucking cooked, man. like I said, winter's coming, bro. It's over. But genuinely, I don't know why these people risked their reputation and tried to cover up for this dude. Why does he matter so fucking much? Like, what does he have on these people that made all of them go, oh no, this is just a nothing burger. You see, I'm just gonna look away and ignore whatever's going on over here. Haha, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, why do you want to sweep for this lizard so bad? There's nothing redeeming about him. I've never liked him. He's always been a self-centered, egotistical fuck. Ponder, I have CP on my flash drive. Or at least I did. Oh, that's no good. Anyways, come back in. Like, fuck you.
Till then, thank you for watching, and until next
Hi,
time,
Julie.
stay safe and stay toasty.
Okay, so yeah, interesting history with Spoctor theory. I don't know why it took me forever to, like, actually get in the motion of being energetic to, like, comment about this shit. Feel like I, you know, started a little bit too late. But, interesting video. I'm gonna go jerk off. You guys have a great night, okay? Bye.